into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning Expresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
We shimmy into the day.
You do, shimmy, shimmy. My boy always says that. Dad, shimmy, 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 shimmy across. Well, you can shimmy, shimmy across, but don't get out of bed just yet because you can still stay in bed for the next 3 hours if you are allowed to. We've got you. Don't worry. It's going to be a beautiful Tuesday morning. Thank you so much for joining us. And a very good morning and welcome from my side, Graham Richards.
And I'm Zoe Brown, and I'm pretty sure you're very excited because this morning we are recognizing our athletes for their efforts in flying the South African flag high. I mean, how amazing. So I'm pretty sure you are very excited for today.
And inspired this morning. So these individuals come in many forms, shapes and sizes, and we're going to meet a young Paarl basketball player who is doing something that I think most ballers dream of doing. His name is Namil Liebenberg, and he's recently signed with a team in the US. He is going pro. He's also signed with a team in Spain. He is about to take off, and we're went to his hometown to take a look at how his life all came together, but he's also going to be joining us on the show. Then we're going to don our caps one more time to the Varsity Cup winners, CPUT, who recently touched down after their victorious win in Pretoria. They came out of the bio bubble and straight to us. No, I'm sure they went home, but they're going to be here, and we're going to celebrate with them.
Very exciting. And of course, we will also meet the team who helped save Table Mountain. It's SA's all-female firefighter team, the Juliet Crew. So you do not want to miss out on anything coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast show today.
Yep, it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be an inspiring day, and it's going to be pretty active. So let's get active this morning, and let's say good morning to the rest of this beautiful team. How are you doing, gang?
Yeah, all I do is win, 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 no matter what.
Okay.
You know that one?
I do it.
That's
okay.
the theme for the day, man. Come on.
South Africa, this is what you left me with this morning. A very good morning to you. So glad that you can join us for the start of this morning. I don't know if you've felt this energy around, clearly because you're in a good mood this morning, but the winter is creeping in.
The chills are coming through.
The chills are definitely coming in. And we're connecting with you on social media this morning. We're asking you, is there any winter foods that excites you, that makes you excited for this cold season? Is there anything for you?
I think I probably will never forget this. It's nostalgia on another level. It's my mom's soup. It's plain and simple, but it's made with so much love. It starts like early in the morning. You can start smelling those different ingredients getting added and layered and layered. And by the time you put that spoon of warmth in your mouth, it's just pure love. It's something that I associate with winter, with comfort, with warmth. And I'm getting nostalgic right now.
Is your mom one of those moms, when it starts drizzling, she already starts with...
Yeah, the onions start getting cut as soon as that just comes out. So I know you've got an answer for that as well. Do you have a special one for moms?
Same. My mom makes samp and bean soup. Patricia Domberg's samp and bean soup is like a haze course. Anything homey, actually. I'm a comfort food person. I'm a foodie. But let us know, Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. We'd love to connect with you for the rest of the 3 hours. But of course, we have to get on with what's happening in and around the world with those news headlines.
Easy peasy, mac and cheesy. That's what I love my mama to make me, but that we will delve back into throughout the show. Right now, let's get into those national news headlines first. Reconnecting with Professor Shabir Madi of Wits University's vaccine unit says new variants of the coronavirus are inevitable. He says the challenge, however, lies in the progress of the country's vaccination campaigns and the effectiveness of vaccine against new variants. Meanwhile, the Department of Health has confirmed that variants that first appeared in India and Britain are also now in South Africa. And 2 cases were reported in Gauteng and 2 more in KwaZulu-Natal. Madi says in South Africa, the biggest challenge is to vaccinate people who have underlying medical conditions. Staying in the country, Metrobus has urged commuters to find alternative transport as the bus company's employees forge ahead with their strike action. All 3 Metrobus terminals in Johannesburg are still closed as a result of a deadlock in salary negotiations. Workers are demanding an 18% salary increase. The 3 depots servicing the north, south and east of Johannesburg total just over 400 buses, affecting some 36,000 commuters daily. It's still not clear when the strike will end. On the international news front, a new bridge over the Zambezi River linking Botswana and Zambia has now been officially opened and will be a major boost for trade in the region. Costing more than $250 million, the Kazungula Road and Rail Bridge was financed by the African Development Bank and a Japanese government loan before it was purpose-built cargo had to be unloaded from lorries and ferried across on barges, and it's curved because former Zimbabwean president, the late Robert Mugabe, was opposed to it. So in order to avoid encroaching on Zimbabwean territory, it wasn't built straight. Now, nearly 60% of people in Japan wish the Tokyo Olympics is cancelled. This is according to an opinion poll showed yesterday, less than 3 months before the Games are due to begin. Japan has extended a state of emergency in Tokyo until the end of the month and is struggling to contain a new surge in COVID-19 cases, raising further questions about whether the Games will indeed proceed or should do so. Top Olympic officials say that while Japanese sentiment about the Games was a concern, they could foresee no scenario under which the sporting extravaganza would not go ahead. And now, a crossover between news and sports, some quite mind-boggling rugby news from Britain, with rugby fever again beginning to build in light of the British and Irish Lions tour here in South Africa, as well as learning that Georgia is to play 2 internationals against the Boks this year, comes the news of an 80-year-old who still plays the sport. That's correct. Ian Cunningham is 80 years old and is one of the oldest walking rugby players in the UK. His love of rugby began some 60 years ago when he was a boy in Ireland, and he later played for a club in England before a knee injury cut his career short. Years later, his love for the sport was rekindled after discovering walking rugby, and now at the age of 80, he plays it and has no plans to quit, yet at least. Says Ian, and we quote, "Never mind the skill or the speed, it's the friendship that's the most important thing." And believe it or not, there are some 60 walking rugby clubs in England alone, and each have about 50 members. Here to that. And that's a good interlude into our actual sporting headlines for the day.
Insurance specifically designed for fearless women.
So let's start with the actual rugby news. The Springboks will make their much-anticipated return to international rugby when they host Georgia in a historic 2-match series in July. This will be the first time Georgia tours South Africa and the first time the two teams have met since the 2003 Rugby World Cup. South Africa Rugby is yet to confirm the exact dates, venues and kickoff times for the clashes, so we'll certainly watch that space closely. On to tennis news. South African tennis sensation Lloyd Harris unfortunately crashed out of the Italian Open in Rome after being beaten by Chile's Kristan Garin in the first round. The clay court specialist and world number 22 beat Harris in straight sets, 7-5, 6-2, in a match that lasted an hour and 38 minutes. On to football. The UEFA Champions League final between Chelsea and Manchester City could be hosted in Portugal. The final was initially scheduled to take place at the Ataturk Olympic Stadium in Istanbul, but UEFA has decided to move the match after Turkey has been put on England's red travel list, meaning no fans can travel to the venue. Portugal is on the green list, so fans would be allowed to attend on the 29th of this month. And again, we'll certainly watch that story very closely, but that's where we leave our sport. For now, let's take one first look at some of your beautiful sunrise pictures and get our take on the weather.
Thank you so much, Dee, for that sports update. But also thank you to all of our talented viewers that continue to share their beautiful sunrise views with us. It really starts our day off on the right note. Now we start the morning off with this beautiful photo taken by Anastasia Murugasan, showing off the blue skyline in her area with rays of sun being cast through the clouds. Another one coming through from Gavin Pollock from Cape Town also shared his stunning view overlooking the city, showing off some hues of pink and blue as the sun rises over the mother city. Now, Cape Town can expect mild conditions today with times of sun and cloud, and a maximum of 19 degrees Celsius has been forecast for the day ahead. Please do continue to share your sunrise photos with us on the Expresso Facebook page. We absolutely love seeing your part of the country, and don't forget to share your location with us so we can give you a brief forecast for the day ahead too. Now, while we do enjoy experiencing a sunrise from your part of South Africa, we do have some international viewers tuning in on both YouTube and the Africa channel in the USA, and this morning we are reporting on the weather from Dover, Delaware. Dover has a warm temperate climate or humid subtropical climate with over 23 days in summer reaching over 32 degrees Celsius. Now, brief but heavy summer thunderstorms are common, while some of the coldest temperatures that can be reached are 7 degrees Celsius. Your Tuesday will, however, be partly sunny and windy. A strong wind gusts of up to 41 kilometers per hour can be expected for you today. In other news as well, mop-up operations are continuing following storms that lashed most parts of the Western Cape in recent days, leaving a trail of destruction. The heavy rainfall and gale force winds caused power outages in various communities and resulted in roofs blowing off and trees being uprooted. Now, disaster risk teams have been attending to these complaints over the past few days, and the Western Cape Local Government, Environmental Affairs and Development Planning said that there have been multiple reports of damage to buildings, and debris in many areas still needed to be removed. There are uprooted trees in roads and collapsed structures that still needed attention. Local authorities are assisting many settlements in low-lying areas which have been severely affected by localized flooding. And another cold front is predicted closer to month end again. That is where I leave your news. Right now, it's time to have a first look at the temperatures for today. We kick it off with Polokwane. Do expect a low of 8 today, peaking at 24 degrees. If you do find yourself in Umbombela, your range is 12 to 27. Pretoria, for you, it is a low of 9, peaking at 24. And Johannesburg ranges from 8 to 23 today. Mahikeng, 6-27. Klerksdorp with a minimum of 6 and a maximum of 26, and then Kimberley with a minimum of 7 and a high of 26. Bloemfontein, for you, it is a low of 2 and a high of 24. Richards Bay, 16-26. Sunshine coming your way today, Pietermaritzburg, with a low of 11 and a high of 28, and then Durban ranges from 17 to 26 as well. Mthatha, 8-28. East London, 13-22. Sunshine also coming your way, Cradock, with a low of 6 and a high of 28, and then partly cloudy conditions for Gqeberha with a low of 13 and a high of 20. George, 11-19. The mother city, Cape Town, ranges from 11 to 19 today. Worcester, 7-28. Sutherland, 6-23. And last but definitely not least, Uppington, ranging from 10 to 30 degrees today. Wherever you find yourself today, it's going to be a beautiful day, and make sure you have a feel-good kind of day.
Oh, well, listen, listening to those temperatures, the winter chill is certainly in the air and it's kind of strong. I don't know about you, but I've started unpacking my jackets, my coats, my knitwear, getting very excited for the cold weather. But as you can see, today I am dressed in this very beautiful, sophisticated black dress. But it's not really ready for the incoming cold front, so I need your help today. So, G-Man, I have these two options. There is option number one, which is the stunning brown. It is our teddy bear jacket. In fact, let's focus on the puffer because it's closest to me. This is a khaki with a nice, like, you know, it's warm for winter, nice and long. As you can see, it is a puffer jacket.
My sister bought one exactly like this for our trip up Table Mountain.
Okay.
It worked beautifully. I love it. I love the fur inlay, but what I love most of all is that it's fitted.
It is fitted. You know what? I love puffers, but some of them can really make you look puffy and like a little Oros man. Like, So, yes. So that is option number one, nice and slim. And then option number two is that gorgeous taupe teddy bear coat that is really stylish for winter. It's quite fun. I love it. It is fun, and it's really versatile to wear. It will work with this dress. It will work with denims. It will work with
I'm going to call that the Lara Croft and this the Queen Elizabeth. Okay.
Okay, I want to be Queen Elizabeth today. I want to be Queen Elizabeth. But hey, I don't get to choose, you do. So why don't you head on over to the Expresso Facebook page, cast your vote for which jacket you would like to see me in for the rest of the show. And remember, you can shop these winter jackets and more at Woolworths. You can do so in-store, online, or on the app.
I think for the first half of the show and the second half of the show.
If only, hey? But you can only choose one.
It's very cute.
Welcome back, beautiful souls. It's Tuesday, and we're choosing to spend it with you, and we're choosing to entertain G because we know how much he loves coffee. Right?
And this is one I haven't tasted before.
Yeah, man. New packaging, new branding. Get in there.
That's coming. That's actually coming. From the capsules, you know that? You can't see my amazing footwork.
Where is this coming from? I'm just going.
This is beautiful. So it's the Cafezinho do Brasil. It's limited. It's so limited. We haven't tasted
I know,
it
literally
yet.
fresh off the truck.
Can I open it?
Vessel.
Am I allowed?
Yeah, go for it, man.
We're gonna do it.
This is the moment of truth. I thought, who else other than you, G, to obviously crack open this beautiful Portuguese cafezino. And G, if you're wondering what it means, it actually means little coffee, right? And that's what the Brazilians love. They have it every single day, and that's probably why you'll see some of that intensity. Look at the color. I haven't seen something so vibrant from Nespresso's pods in quite a while. This is awesome.
And I would imagine Brazil has such a rich coffee culture.
Yeah.
They've got beautiful conditions there, high humidity.
Yes,
You know, in the same way that we approach our winemaking in the Cape, they can approach their coffee growth and cultivars up there. I'm going to make you one,
I agree with you, man. Well, you make
I'm going to make me one.
let me talk to the people out here. So Nespresso are celebrating this coffee, and it's an intense love of coffee, especially the Brazilians that share it too. Now, this is a limited edition Cafezinho do Brasil capsule, and of course you can see it's getting us all in the feels. Now, what makes the coffee so special though is that aside from the Brazilian passion that she's spoken about, it's the coffee cherries which are hand-picked after they've been in close contact with high humidity of the Expresso region, right? So what that means is that the high exposure to high humidity develops these particular notes. And the notes is exactly what G and I are getting so excited about, because we got to taste this and put the proof in the pudding and see, does it have that Brazilian authenticity? Does it have the flair? It definitely gets us in the feels when it comes to the flavors and the vibes, of course, but the proof has got to be in the pudding. Yeah. Now, let me carry on because it doesn't stop here, right? While G's busy prepping this, it's smelling so good already. It's also enhanced by a dulce pulped natural bean, where the skin of the berries, right? Listen to this, the skin of the berries are removed before letting the coffee roast, right? And this allows for that pulp to kind of remain on that bean, and that's where you're getting all that flavor from. So it gives us this nice, smooth, velvety texture, right, G? And it's also got, and I wonder if you can pick this up from the notes as well, while you have a taste, it should come through with a surprising herbal, woody note to it, and I'm sure...
Like sandalwood vibe. I'm going to give you the first one, buddy.
Wow, man.
Because it would be bad coffee culture for me to not share the first.
I feel so...
But the aroma is amazing. That crema is like full on. I've done it in espresso just so we get full intensity of flavor.
Let me have it like my little coffee over here.
You got to move while you do it, eh? That's key. Bit of a salsa step. I can hear someone's laughing.
Oh,
hey, it's beautiful. Man. So this is an intensity level 9, which is my kind of vibe.
That's up your
nice and strong.
But are you getting that little bit of woodiness? You're getting a little bit of that Arabica bean, and I believe they've used Minas Gerais Espírito Santos, and that's from the region of where this is coming from.
I would imagine there, because they've got such a kind of a different topography from region to region, that could really get quite nuanced with each area's variant of coffee.
I definitely feel this wooded herbal feel, man. I've got to be honest with you, spot on with those tasting notes. So I don't know what you're getting there.
It's a little coffee.
A little coffee,
for a big heart.
Big heart, yeah, indeed. Oh, of course, man. This is something special.
And it's quite creamy. It's got a lovely, smooth kind of texture to balance out the bitterness.
Yeah, it does. Getting that full aroma kind of just rounded out, making it so much more palatable. This is how you start your day, yeah?
Cafezinho do Brasil. It's a limited edition, so go and buy as many as you possibly can. Cheers, buddy.
Hola. Hola.
With every cup, we cultivate some of the finest coffee in the world, celebrating farmers as artists, elevating every coffee moment, because with every cup, precious coffee preserves the beauty of our world. Nespresso, what else?
Definitely feeling the vibes here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, but you're still in for a treat this morning because singer and songwriter Amy Tjasink's journey in life has involved making the most of every opportunity that comes her way. Now, in 2019, she put her best foot forward and auditioned for a national singing reality show, as well as our very own presenter Search on 3. And in 2020, she developed her country music style. And on the 20th of March this year, she got married to the love of her life, Andrew Hay, and she's joining us today to share more about her married life and her brand new music. Good morning, Amy.
Morning.
Listen, we go way back. We were on Presenter Search in the same year. I remember we were standing there for the Cape Town auditions. We're like, is it going to be one of us? But girl, the glow up is real on you married. I mean, 2 months ago. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited. Like living the, the suburban life at the moment.
How does it feel? How's married life been treating you? I know it's been only 2 months, but what does it feel like to just be like a wife?
I mean, like now I want to do the dishes now. So it's like a big difference because before I was like, oh, but now I'm like, I want to set up the house and I go to Mr. Price's home and I'm like, that would look nice in the lounge. That would look nice in the bedroom. And then I'm like, can I please buy this? And then I'm like, no, I don't have to ask because it's my house now too. So I can, so it's been organizing the house. That's what I've been doing.
That is so cute. But I want to go back to that day because, everyone dreams of that first dance and it's classic and it's beautiful. You had the biggest surprise of your life 4 years. Please share it with Mzansi.
Okay, so when we were figuring out our first dance song, our music styles are quite different. And then we came across the song by Majosi, Darling, like his breakout song.
Oh, yes.
And we were like, oh, that's such a cute song. I'm not a good dancer. It'll be easy to dance to. So we choreographed this whole dance and my manager is busy filming us. Like, oh no, I'm just filming it because it's so cute. Meanwhile, she was sending it to Majosi, being like, they have no idea that you're going to be performing at their wedding. So we go onto the first dance and we're about to start our dance, and then all of a sudden Majosi walks up onto the stage at the wedding. He's like, hi guys. And I was just like, oh my, you're gonna sing at my wedding. And it was amazing. We had this whole choreographed thing and it was so special because he's also such a nice guy. And yeah, it was a big, big surprise. I had no idea. Between my manager and my dad, they pulled that off and it was amazing.
Such a beautiful moment. I'm sure that must have been such a beautiful moment for the day. But obviously 2021 is off to a good start for you with regards to all of this. 2020, however, was a difficult start for a lot of artists, a lot of people trying to, find their sound and being able to perform. What was that like for you creatively, just to be able to create and just to be in that space of creating new music?
I actually really enjoyed, obviously the hard lockdown wasn't fun, but in terms of being a writer and a songwriter, because I wasn't so busy in the hustle and bustle of everything else, I was able to focus on my songwriting, and I focused a lot on overseas work and kind of creating the sound that is true to me, which is actually more of the country music style. I've done mostly pop music, but now I'm like, you know what? I'm 28, I'm a big girl now, and I can do whatever I want. So I'm gonna do country.
Girl, I'm here for all of that. Obviously, the 26th of June, you have a brand new experience, a brand new show. Tell us all about it. We want to hear it. What can we expect?
So I'm putting together a bluegrass country music show. It's gonna be cool musicians with hats and jeans and those huge double basses and a banjo and a fiddle, and we're gonna do a full-on hoedown country show at Seikabosi on the 26th of June. I'm actually really excited about this one because I'm, for the first time, actually going to showcase what I truly do, which is to tell my stories through my music and not worry about being a pop or being rock, but just doing what I want to do. So it's going to be a showcase to remember.
It's so nice to see you again after Presenter Search on 3. And you're not going anywhere. We're still going to be hanging out with Amy for the entire morning. 3 performances coming your way. So keep it locked right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Oh, and I'm certainly looking forward to those performances and also which jacket you decided for me to choose.
You're very excited about this morning. I feel like they were both really great choices. We had the Queen Elizabeth,
which is the teddy bear jacket,
which was so cute and so funky and so snuggly. And then we had the puffer jacket, the fitted puffer jacket in a beautiful kind of, is that a green khaki?
Khaki.
It's a khaki. It's a deep khaki. So let's see what the people had to say. Cordell Hammond saying good morning. a faux fur collar puffer jacket. Okay.
One for that.
Claire saying, I love how chic number 2 is, but Zoe could rock a potato sack and still look... That's what she's wearing right now. In fact, it's actually a potato sack with a belt on. No, it's not. I'm lying. Amanda Lee Punty saying, good morning, Expresso family. The cozy teddy bear coat, I think.
Amanda, you're my girl.
Mm-hmm.
And then Phyllis says, Zoe, number 1. Zoe, she will look lovely in the padded green coat. There we go.
But it looks like prevailing opinion is... Zoe's going to be extra happy about this one. The teddy bear
Queen Elizabeth
coat.
One, the teddy bear
The
coat.
Queen Elizabeth. So the whole day you can be doing your queenly wave. Put it on. Give them a...
Should I be doing the Queenie wave?
Yeah, a little show of how beautiful this jacket is. It's going to finish. You already look chic and beautiful this morning, but I think the teddy bear coat, how good does that feel?
So cozy. I feel like everyone should just come hug me today.
Oh, man.
I'm just ready for it.
Don't we miss our hugs? We miss our hugs, man. Well, I think with this warm jacket, you are ready for the cold front that is clearly gripping the country. And remember, you too can get cozy. You can cozy up at home and outdoors and shop the jacket that you love the most at Woolworths. You can do it in-store, you can do it online, and you can do it on their amazing app. Give us the way. There we go. The Queen Elizabeth. Absolutely beautiful. Good choice, guys. Hey, they know what they're talking about.
They do.
They do.
Thank you.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back, you beautiful people. Yes, it is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso. We're live here on S3.
We are live.
It's a beautiful Tuesday. I think any morning is best started with a bit of a quote to inspire us and set the tone for what the day looks like, right?
That's right. And I mean, we want to favor someone that is an icon and a legend and sadly passed away in January 2020, and that is Kobe Bryant. So let's take a look at what he once said. He said that if you do it right, your game will live on in others. You'll be imitated and emulated by those who you played with, those you played against, and those who never saw you play at all. So leave everything on the court. Leave the game better than you found it. And when it comes time for you to leave a legend.
I mean, it's really almost as if he wrote that today, because all of these words that he said in this quote, he's truly lived that legacy and continues to inspire everyone else out there, those he played with and those who he never got to play with as well. Hopefully that inspires you to go out there and make a mark in the world. Smile, it's a Tuesday, be inspired.
Oh man, Kobe Bryant, a legend taken too soon. Well, I am about to introduce you to one young man who was certainly inspired by Kobe. During these uncertain times, I think a lot of us, we are crying out for something to be encouraged by and inspired by, to refill our cup. And when you think of basketball, odds are you think of the US and you think of the NBA and going pro. Well, one of the Mother City's very own has recently gotten the chance of a lifetime to play in the big leagues in the US, and he's jetting off pretty soon. And his name, and I want you to remember this because it's going to be in lights pretty soon, Nabil Liebenberg. Take a look. South Africans love our sport. We are sports people and we love honing in on those very special success stories. But let's be honest, turning pro in any sport is difficult, especially one like basketball that has very limited infrastructure. I am about to meet Nabil Liebenberg, a young man who, since he was a child, has dreamed of playing professional ball. And that dream is now becoming a reality, and it's happening in the US. Nabil.
How's it going?
How are you, brother?
Good, man, and yourself?
Oh, very good, man. So good to be connecting with you. First of all, congratulations. You've achieved something truly special, and hopefully you've taken that on board. But I want you to take me to that moment, something that you've worked for so hard. What was it like finding out that you were going to be playing pro ball and doing it in the US? What was that like?
It was a special feeling. It's a moment I've been dreaming about my whole life. It's a moment I've been working towards my whole life. So when I played in the biggest league in South Africa, I finished the season with them, and when I came home, people contacted me and asked me if I'm interested to go play basketball on a professional level in the USA. It was spectacular. It was a great feeling, and I'm proud of myself, and I'm honored to be in a situation where I am now.
I know you've achieved so much within a South African context. This is going to be a whole new step up. How much do you think your life is about to change?
I feel like it's going to change completely, because I'm going to be in I'm going to be in a different country. It's going to be different training hours. Everything is going to change. So it's a journey I'm looking forward to, and I think I'll be able to be ready for the change that's going to come our way.
I would imagine that, and I know from my own experience, that not a huge amount of South Africans, and certainly not a huge amount of people from this area, have been able to achieve what you have done. How has your family received the news, and how has the community received one of their own achieving something like this?
I mean, my family especially was super proud, because they know all the trials and tribulations that I faced during my whole journey, and they know how hard I've worked for this opportunity, so they are extremely proud. And I feel like it means a lot to the community, because me coming from this community is just a mirror for them that anything is possible.
I literally can't find the words to like explain how I feel and the pride I feel about him going to the USA, man. Seriously, I'm proud. The grind was hard. I saw my brother like practice literally every day. He spent like 4, 5, 6 hours a day in the basketball court, practicing every day. So the hard work was always there. That's why he deserves everything, man.
As a young man, he is passionate about basketball. He has determination. He's a team player. So from my side, I'm happy to see him go as far as the United States. He has the potential to go all the way. So it's all on him. The doors are open now. The opportunity has knocked on the door that he was waiting for. So now it's just his time to go there and do it all and just give his best.
How would you describe your style of play? What makes you as good as you are?
Firstly, hard work, my ability to read the game, my ability to read my defenders, my ability to find my teammates, and my shot-making ability. I think that's what makes me a great player, and I'm very vocal, and I'm just trying to get everybody with the game.
Now, I've got to ask, I mean, you've grown up always being the best player in your team, I would imagine, at every level. Now you're going to a team where every player there has been the best player in their team, and you're all grouped together in a new system of play. Does that not make you nervous? Are you looking forward to it? How do you feel about that?
To be honest with you, I'm not nervous. I'm excited because I know the stakes are going to be high. That's why I'm preparing harder. I'll make sure I train harder than everybody else. And my main goal is to be the best player out there, like I'm the best player back here in my position.
It's going to take a lot to level up. Let's be honest. In the sphere, now you're going to need support behind you. I understand that you're doing that for yourself. You've got a crowdfunding site. How can people get behind you?
People can find me on Facebook, na Billy Benberg, on Instagram, na Billy Benberg, at No Limit Lips, and I have a crowdfunding which is open for donations. So anybody can go and visit my crowdfunding. They can find me on my social media, ask me my details, and from there on I hope I can get some help from there.
And I think an incredible motivation, not only because you're doing what you're doing for yourself and from a sporting perspective, but also you are so unbelievably proud of your school, of your community, of Paarl, and you've chosen to give back. Tell me a bit more about that.
For me, leaving Paarl in South Africa, I just came with the idea that the basketball players that are not at the moment in basketball teams, I'm going to start a basketball school, namely Paarl Basketball Academy, which I will give coaching clinics to upcoming basketball players, and like me, hopefully they can reach their full potential as well in a few years. All right,
well, you want to be a coach? Let's see how good a coach you are. Can you teach me how to nail a three-pointer?
Yeah, man, anytime. Three-pointer takes years to nail, but I can see what I can do with you.
You got 5 minutes, dude. Come, let's go. Oh man, I'm well aware of my limitations in this case, but I'm also equally aware that Nabil is about to smash through a glass ceiling that so many young pro ballers face in their trajectory to stardom. He's got the opportunity, now it's up to him to go and grab it.
Oh, I'm so glad that was G and not me, because I don't feel like being embarrassed on live TV. But Nabil is live in the studio right now, and he's going to be showing us some of his moves and what has gotten him all the way through to getting that contract. It's the jab, the shot fake, dribbling, and of course those shooting techniques. And he's joined by his head coach and secretary of his Paarl Basketball Academy. It's Clint Sitzer and Tammy and Goliath, all in the building. All have fire handling skills, and they're all going to teach me. Guys, firstly, Nabil, well done, man. Incredible stuff. Yeah, a round of applause from the studio. You literally are paving the way for so many youngsters that never even thought this was possible, man. Yeah. How does it feel?
Feels great, man, to be able to be here and share my story with the younger players, basketball players out there. So just privileged to be here.
I mean, I can see it in your eyes. It's like you know what you want. You're ready for this. Coach Clint, how does it feel having such talent and being working on such talent and seeing it kind of just go all the way through to like the end zone, man?
Actually amazing, because any young guy can look up to Nabil and say he also won that goals for him. And yeah, Nabil, it's a bright future for South Africa basketball player.
It really is, man. And I would sit here and talk forever. Tammy, you as well. I mean, you're a basketball player. I think for women in the sport in this country, it's so important. Why have you chosen and taken such a liking to the sport? What got you involved in the first place?
First of all, on the court, you can be yourself. You can have fun, anger, you can express every feeling on the court. And first of all, I've seen Nabil play, and he was my inspiration for playing basketball.
And you know what? I'm thinking to myself, a lot of the Oaks in the Western Cape, we got some moves. We can dance. You can dance on the court with the ball. What a perfect combination. So enough talking, guys. I want to learn some skills so I don't get embarrassed like G did on TV. So can you please teach me, show me what it took and how you got all the way to the top, man?
Okay, so basically how I approach the game is your coach will always tell you this. When you get the ball, you do a jab step. This is basically just to, in our terminology, it's like a side step with rugby. Okay. But in basketball, we do it a jab step. It's just to throw the defender off.
Yeah. And you gotta throw your
you're gonna throw it to the side. Yeah. And after that, what follows after the jab step is the shot fake. So if the defender doesn't fall for the jab step, you put him in a shot fake so that he can jump. And once he jumps, you just go around or you turn around.
You got to show me that on camera. I'll be the defender. Okay, you guys, you're gonna come for me and Make it work. Show me what you're talking about.
So basically, this is going to happen. You're going to put the zip step there.
Yeah.
See, you're falling. You're falling.
Yeah.
You're trying to defend me.
Breaking my ankle.
But if you're smart enough and you know you're not going to fall for the zip step.
Stable.
You're stable. So, okay, so nothing is happening. So I'm going to hit you here. Okay, shoot it.
Yeah.
And then that is where I'm leaving. You see.
3 points. Go on. All right, I see you. And of course, I would imagine for a move like that, you need some strong ankles.
You need some and some proper shoes also. Yeah, some proper shoes also.
Right, so Mzansi, you guys at home, if you're practicing or want to be a pro like this, man, you want to go all the way to the States or wherever it is in the world with your sport, make sure that the body is competent and able to do it as well. You don't just need skills, but you need the physical competency too. So ankles, I'm checking, and stability is quite important for this one, right? Right. What else you got for us, man?
And then most importantly, how I win matches for my teams is my shooting technique. So basically, when I step into a three-point shot, I get a ball, I go down, I get up, but I make sure my elbow is face to the rim. So when I release it, I make sure it follows. And this is how
it's kind of like you like aiming with it in a way, huh?
Yeah, but your body language, you see.
Yeah, so...
okay, I see. Tell me, where do you play when you're on the field? Are you more of a three-pointer or you more of the layups?
I'm the guide.
You're the
I'm
guy.
guiding.
Okay, so you like the midfielder calling the plays.
Yeah.
Right now, Bill, go score. I love it. Come on, I need more tips. I need more tips. Mzansi wants to learn as well. What you got for us?
And also, most importantly, your court vision is very important, especially when you play my position. I play point guard, so I'm the first receiver. I'm the one who controls I control the game. So basically, when I don't feel like you're on the right spot, I don't pass the ball to you. Then I will tell you, yo, that side. That's right. You see, you have to be very vocal. Be playing my position, and you have to work the hardest. And for me, like the way everybody who knows me know, I will always show up 2 hours early for practice. So basically, working out, like you know, I must get my three-point shots up. I must get my jabs in. I must get my layups in. So your court vision and your court awareness is very important because I have to score, and also I have to make my teammates look good. You understand? And that's the way we're going to win the game.
I must say, you guys all look good today, Clint. Again, thank you for your time. Tammy as well. I can't wait to see what growth you have in your incredible career. And for women in the sport in general, I think you're one of the pioneers right now. So hopefully we see you some more. And then, of course, now, Bill, man, congratulations once again. Thank you for sharing your time with our skills. Let me see if I can try some of these out here, man. For you guys in Mzansi, we'll be going for the fake and then the... hey! But of course, guys, that's Nabil Liebenberg. He's going big and setting no limits for himself in the USA, and that's the M3BA League. Of course, guys, congratulations. Thank you for your time this morning.
Pleasure.
And for the rest of you, Mzansi, keep practicing. Woo! Get that 3-point.
You can do anything. All you need is determination. And a fresh pair of these Nallis. But what's the point of looking like Njeke if your dreams go up in flames? In this world of doing it for Ikram, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously?
Welcome back, everybody. You're still opening up with S3 here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, after all of that dribbling that Raul got himself into, it's always good to replenish with a good breakfast. As we all know, breakfast is the most important meal to ensure we get the maximum productivity and efficiency every single day. Now, aside from being delicious enough for royalty, our Eggs Florentine recipe is loaded with protein, iron and vitamin K. You can beat the hunger and enjoy this tasty recipe at your next breakfast or lunch or even dinner. And Teresa's here to show us exactly how to do it.
Hello, Mama. How are you?
Good. This smells so good. It looks so good. It just screams nutrients.
It does. It's going to be amazing. And not very difficult to put together either.
Okay, that's good.
So let me show you.
You had me at not difficult.
No, we love eggs, and this is a great recipe. I'm just going to heat up some olive oil. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make a hollandaise sauce. So we've got some egg yolks in our bowl. I'm going to add some mustard.
Luca's dad used to be obsessed with hollandaise sauce. So if I get to make this, I have some brownie points to show him.
Oh, yes.
You have some lemon.
Some lemon juice, yes. You can also use vinegar. It's a very simple sauce to make, but there's just a couple of rules you need to remember, or just keep in mind while you're doing it. So whisk everything together, and then what I'm going to do is put this over a pot of simmering water. And what's important here is that the water is not boiling, it must just be simmering. And also that the bottom of the bowl doesn't touch the water, because you don't want to scramble your eggs.
Got it.
So just keep whisking. Don't let it stand without whisking it, because again, your eggs are just going to cook. And you're going to whisk that for about 2 minutes until it's lovely and light and fluffy.
And you obviously want it to get nice and thick, I'm assuming?
Yes. So when we add our butter just now, then it's going to thicken up. So that's already looking a little bit thicker.
I actually didn't know that's how you made the sauce. For some reason, I thought it was just so much more complicated than that, but clearly not.
Very, very simple. And then what we've got here is some clarified butter. And you're just going to add this very, very gradually to your mixture, because you want it to emulsify. You want it to all combine nicely. And if you pour it in too quickly, then it's going to split. So just go very, very slowly, and you'll see it'll thicken and become a lot more creamy. So you're just going to basically keep going with this. So nice and simple. There we go. And then we've got our finished one over there, so you can see it's a lot lighter and a lot more creamy. And this one's definitely thickening. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on with our egg and our spinach. And I'm going to ask you if you wouldn't mind cutting some avo for us.
Oh, certainly I can do that. I have avo every single day. You've obviously gone into the running as well, so this is perfect for after that 5K run that I've been seeing you do. So I'll just...
I call it more of a walk jog, actually.
We're moving. That's the most important part, is that we're moving. Obviously now with winter it's getting a bit more difficult to do, but that is...
But you've got to keep going. Okay, so what I've done is I've heated up a bit of olive oil in our pan, and I'm just going to wilt the spinach. So nice and simple, and then I'm going to poach our eggs. So we've got some simmering water here. Going to add a little bit of lemon juice.
Morris taught me how to do this a couple of weeks ago. I think I'm still struggling. I tried to do it at home. It was an epic fail. This is why I leave it to you guys.
There are different ways of doing it. If you really are nervous about it, you can put it in your egg in a little bit of plastic just to keep it together. But honestly, what I find easier is if you break the egg into a cup first, and then you can just gently lower it into your simmering water. You can do the spinning trick, but you don't have to do that.
But that's the thing.
If you lower it in, it'll still cook, and
I'm going to try your way. I'm going to try your way, and then maybe I'll have better luck. The plastic, I think, will probably burn with my luck, so I'm going to do it your way, Teresa.
The nice thing about the plastic is you can add seasonings. You can add herbs and things just to add some flavour to your egg. But this is absolutely perfect, and you're just going to cook it for a couple of minutes until it's cooked to your liking.
Okay. I like adding the spinach. So I've finished with the avo. Do you want me to put it on the bread?
We're going to put that on at the end.
Oh, at the end. Okay, got it. See, I'm steps forward.
All right, so you're just going to wilt that. Okay.
Then loving again the flavor profiles of the spinach coming through. Yes. You have an egg, beautiful balance of flavors.
Delicious. So we're going to pop our spinach onto our toast. You can use sourdough, ciabatta, I love sourdough personally, but
Definitely.
use whatever you
No chemicals
you
in the
like.
bread. I know your mouth is watering for this. Expressoshow.com is where you can find it. We are going to layer it up now. You put this in cold water.
Yeah, just to stop the cooking process. So you're just going to carefully take that out, pop that. Oh, let me just dab it quickly.
Can you hear the camera guys going like, oh wow.
Thought that was maybe someone's stomach grumbling.
Could be mine, but I'm not going to say that.
They look like they are cooked perfectly.
No, they are cooked to
gorgeous.
perfection.
So you're going to pop that onto your spinach and then top it with your beautiful hollandaise sauce. Just pour
And
that
don't
over
shy away from that. Go right in with all of that.
Go all over.
Oh my word.
Right, would you like to pop those avos on the side? And I'm going to finish it with some black pepper. You could also put some lemon wedges on the side.
This is fit
fabulous
for a queen. Teresa, this looks absolutely stunning.
Ah, beautiful. Are we going to break into that yolk? We have to see that.
You worked hard to do this. Just do it.
Shall we look at that? Oh,
look.
Perfection.
That really was my tummy grumbling right now. Expressoshow.com is where you can find your hand on this recipe. And guess what? Breakfast is served.
Oh, breakfast is served indeed. As long as it looks like that, I am here for breakfast. And of course, while you are enjoying your breakfast, it's about time that we bring you the musical talents of singer and songwriter Amy Tjasink. And we'll be doing that throughout this morning on your Feel Good Breakfast show. She's going to be kicking it off with one of her biggest singles to date, the one that features Cape Town crooner Jimmy Nevis. And this is her track called It's Game Over.
Red eyes, I'm running low. Fast food still on the table. My friends call, but I never pick up the phone. I don't wanna take a shower to go out and meet people. I just wanted to win and be your superhero. Now I'm spending all my days and nights on the couch alone. I was yours, you were mine. We were riding the highs and lows. So if you're pushing me away, don't say that it's good for us both. I hope it isn't game over, over. I hope it isn't game over, over. Cold feet, no sleep, won't let you close. I'm always running in circles. Wake up, say something, do something real. I was hoping you would take us to a new level. I just wanted to win and be your superhero. Now I'm spending all my days and nights on the couch alone. Yeah, I was yours, you were mine. We were riding the highs and lows. So if you're pushing me away, don't say that it's good for us both. I hope it isn't game over, over. I hope it isn't game over, over. Because we're not on the same page, the wrong track. I wanna go back to when it was us. You really gonna be around? Are you really gonna be around now? Because we're not on the same page, the wrong track. I wanna go back to when it was us. You really gonna be around? Are you really gonna be around? I just wanted to win and be your superhero. Now I'm spending all my days and nights on the couch alone. Yeah, I was yours, you were mine. We were riding the highs and lows. So if you're pushing me away, don't say that it's good for us both. I hope it isn't game over, over. Oh, I hope it isn't game over, over. Yeah, I hope it isn't game over, over. I hope it isn't game over, over. Yeah, yeah.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso, the talent factory today.
That's so cool,
Amy,
man.
amazing. Nabil, amazing.
You're surrounded by champions.
Champions. the gents from CPUT are here as well, and they brought a trophy. They brought a trophy for us to touch and look at and envy. But of course, we are talking this morning about winter meals because it's a bit of a cold spell coming in. So we're asking you guys, which winter meal lifts your spirits? And it's amazing how many people include the word mommy in that.
Mom is like a part of it. I heard you earlier saying mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. When I used to get home from boarding school, I would come home to the smell of mac and cheese being grilled, you know, just to the way that I like it, because she just knows. But to be honest, my mom does a roast like no one else. We roast chicken with all of that.
Stop. Well, let's see what Mzansi has to say, though, about their moms. And we've got Romika Rich in the building saying, I love sump and beans, soup with nice meaty bones. That's hearty food for meal. And then we've got Renelwe Rap says, beef and tomato soup with bread. I think bread and toast is like that standard on a soup, man. You got to have it, yeah?
I know, you got to be able to dunk it then. She's so cool, they named her twice, tomorrow. Beef curry and roti. A lot of people echoing that, I'm sure. Then Samantha van der Heester saying, morning, any meal, as long as it's with my family. Oh.
I like that. I like that. You win the comment of the day.
And then Emma September saying, good morning, nice chicken soup with
dal cheese. Yeah, yum. You guys are coming through with some absolute winners. This is hearty food. Keep commenting on our socials, of course. We love chatting to you and finding out all these hearty meals. And we might even prepare one that you can try at home too.
We've got a beef bake coming up that smells amazing. But right now, let's get back into official duties. Uncle Tubbsy standing by with the news.
Official duties indeed. It's just hit 7 o'clock here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. We start off here in South Africa. The newly appointed monarch of the AmaZulu nation, King Misizulu Kwazilitwini, has been described as a unifier of the Zulu nation. He has ascended the throne after the late regent Queen Mantombi Zulu nominated him as king in her will. And the 46-year-old king is the eldest son of the late King Goodwill Zwelithini and recently departed Queen Regent, and will be the 9th monarch of the AmaZulu nation. He was educated here in South Africa, Eswatini and America, and is still unmarried, but he does have a son. Staying in South Africa, Professor Shabir Madi of the Wits University's vaccine unit says new variants of the coronavirus are inevitable. Now, the challenge, however, he says, lies in the progress of the country's vaccination campaigns and the effectiveness of vaccine against new variants. Meanwhile, the Department of Health has confirmed that variants that first appeared in India and Britain are now also here in South Africa. 2 cases were reported in Gauteng and 2 more in KwaZulu-Natal. And Madi says in South Africa, the biggest challenge is to vaccinate people who have underlying medical conditions. And now taking a look at international news, Israel yesterday launched airstrikes against targets in the Gaza Strip after rockets were fired from the territory towards Jerusalem. Now, the Hassam-run Palestinian Health Ministry in Gaza said 9 people, including children, died in the airstrikes. Now, the past few days have seen the worst violence in Jerusalem for years, with more than 300 Palestinians injured yesterday and 250 over the weekend in clashes with Israeli police. Tensions between Israeli and Palestinians have erupted because of a planned eviction by Israel of Palestinians from their homes in the east of Jerusalem. A new bridge over the Zambezi River linking Botswana and Zambia, which undoubtedly will be a boost for trade in the region, has been officially opened, costing some $250 million. The Kazungula Road and Rail Bridge was financed by the African Development Bank and a Japanese government loan. Before it was built, cargo had to be unloaded from lorries and ferried across the barges, or on barges rather, and it's curved because former Zimbabwean president, the late Robert Mugabe, was opposed to it. So in order to avoid encroaching on Zimbabwean territory, it was built not straight. It had to be curved. And Next drones are a game changer for one of our northern neighbors. Uganda says it's a game changer, using medical drones to improve service delivery, especially in hard-to-reach areas. And such areas are plentiful in Uganda on the 84 remote islands that make up Uganda's Kalanga district and Lake Victoria. Medical experts are tackling one of Africa's worst provincial HIV crises crises with the help of drones, as Lake Victoria is huge, so huge that a passenger ferry takes 16 hours to cross it, and thus attempting to distribute medical supplies by boat becomes an enormous undertaking. And home to around 67,000 people, Lake Victoria's islands have an HIV incidence rate of 18% compared to the national average of 5.6%. Cargo drones can now carry a kilogram of vital life-saving antiretroviral drugs to HIV-positive patients over some 150 kilometers. Now, developed by the Academy for Health Innovation Uganda, the drones were launched last week for the very first time and will now supply 78 separate community groups and health facilities across the widely scattered Sese Islands, with about 200 scheduled flights per month. Lots of work going on in Uganda. That's where we leave it for now. The next update in just over an hour. Here's Graham with a look at sports.
Fearless saves every month on insurance with First for Women.
Thanks so much to Tjasink. This just in rugby, the Springboks will make their much-anticipated return to international rugby when they host Georgia in an historic two-match series in July. This will be the first time Georgia tours South Africa and the first time the two teams have met since the 2003 Rugby World Cup. South African rugby has yet to confirm exact dates, venues and kickoffs for the clashes, so we'll certainly watch that space very closely. Unfortunate news on the tennis front. South Africa's tennis sensation Lloyd Harris crashed out of the Italian Open in Rome after being beaten by Chile's Tristan Garrin in the first round. The clay court specialist and world number 22 beat Harris in straight sets, 7-5, 6-2 in a match that lasted an hour and 38 minutes. And finally, in UEFA news, the UEFA Champions League final between Chelsea and Manchester City, an all-England affair, could be hosted now in Portugal. So the final was initially scheduled to take place at the Atatürk Olympic Stadium in Istanbul, but UEFA has now decided to move the match after Turkey has been placed on England's red travel list, meaning no fans may travel. So Portugal is on the green list, so fans would be allowed to attend on the 29th of May. And again, we'll watch that story unfold. But that's where we leave our sport for now, albeit we have the lads from CPUT with their shield in studio. They are the Varsity Shield champions. We'll be chatting to them in just a moment. Right now, though, let's get up to date with the weather.
Thank you, Graham, and thank you to our talented viewers that continue to share their beautiful sunrise photos with us. Now, it really starts our day off by seeing where you start your day off. So kicking off our 7 a.m. bulletin, we have this gorgeous view shared by Kelly Cotton Green, overlooking the hills in the distance as the sun rises. Natasha Latsky also shared this stunning bright orange morning with view with us, so please don't forget to include your location and we can give you a brief weather update for your area too. Do continue to share your sunrise photos on the Expresso Facebook page. We love seeing how you start your how you start your day at your part of the country. And while we love our local viewers, we also want to include our international audience who tune in via the Africa Channel and YouTube. Now, if you are in Atlantic City, New Jersey, this update is just for you. The city is a coastal resort city and it is also known for its casinos, boardwalk and beaches. And today will be partly sunny, with wind speed increasing as the day progresses. So expect an afternoon shower in spots with a maximum of 18 degrees Celsius. And just a quick update for you, up until a week ago, Iceland's Fagradalshrón volcanic activity was continuous and low-key, but of late it's alternating between quiet spells and ferocious outbursts. It's now quiet lies for a spell before suddenly spewing red molten lava geysers high into the air, visible from the capital in an awe-inspiring display. One geyser was measured at more than 460 meters at dawn last Wednesday. That's according to the National Meteorological Office. The powerful bursts throw up rock fragments called tephra. Some still white hot that lands several hundred meters from the crater located in the uninhabited area on the peninsula in southwestern Iceland. The volcano, which came to life in mid-March, has drawn visitors from around the world, many venturing as close as possible to the safety perimeter set up to protect against sprays of white-hot rock. Well, we'll certainly keep you updated with regards to the volcanic activity in Iceland, but for now, let's look at the temperatures in South Africa. If you're in Polokwane, today is sunny with a low of 8, a high of 28. Mbombela 12, 27. Sunny in Pretoria 9 with a high of 24. Johannesburg 8, reaching a high of 23. Sunny in Mahikeng 6, 27. Klerksdorp 6 with a high of 26. Sunny conditions in Kimberley 7 is your low, 26 your high. Bloemfontein 2 reaching a high of 24. It's sunny in Richards Bay 16 with a high of 26. Pietermaritzburg 11 reaching a high of 28. If you're in Durban, sunny conditions with a low of 17, a high of 26. Mthatha 8 reaching a high of 28. East London, sunny, a low of 13, a high of 22. Cradock 6 reaching a high of 28. Gqeberha, partly cloudy, a low of 13, a high of 20. George, expect a low of 11 and a high of 19 for today. Cape Town, partly cloudy, also reaching a high of 19. Worcester, sunny, a low of 7, a high of 28. Sutherland, 6, reaching a high of 23. And Uppington, a sunny day ahead with a low of 10 and a high of 30 degrees Celsius. Well, that's what we leave your weather for now. If you have a beautiful sunrise photo, please share it with us on the Expresso Show's Facebook page. And you know that saying, they say life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. Well, we're now about to show you how to do our Tropica Smooth #Dance-Off Challenge.
Denzel takes his girlfriend out to propose to her. Smooth. He opens the box to give her the diamond ring and drops it. Not smooth. Still on his knees. He hears her saying,
Yes, Denzel.
I do. Nothing smoother.
Tropica.
Made with love by Clover.
Did I hear something about dancing?
Dancing, you are just in time.
You tricked us.
No, I didn't. Listen, last week we obviously saw.
Wow.
Last week marked our first dance-off battle, which made Carl champion against Miguel Briguero. It's a new day, which means we are going to be seeking a brand new champion in our Tropica Smooth dance-off battle. Now, here's how the smooth or not smooth dance battle will go down. Each presenter, meaning Tabiso and Uncle G,
Wow, I mean,
will each have 30 seconds to give us their smoothest moves on the dance floor. You at home, the viewers, will then need to vote on our social media platforms for who they think is the smoothest in today's dance battle, and we will announce the winner at the end of the week. Presenters, are you ready?
No, we're not ready. The thing is, Graham and I many times have hit the dance floor together when we're out and about.
We rock it,
and it's never competitive.
It's more choreographed.
And
I do lifts with him.
Yes,
and
I like go like, he like stretches his legs like wide open like this, and I go underneath.
Slides.
It's like, but this is different.
I'm thinking I might go an interpretive dance with this one.
G, can I give you a bit more hype? Because during the ad break, Tabiso was saying that he's bringing his A game. He was rehearsing in the beauty room, so he is ready.
True. I don't even know
ready. So I need you to give everything, the facial expressions, everything. I
will live the dance. I will live it. No, I'm ready.
DJ, we're going to ask you to play that song. Who's going first?
Go for it.
Okay.
Go for it, man. No,
I think Tabiso, you should
I
go
appreciate
first.
you.
Let's go.
Okay, 30 seconds on the clock, and 3, 2, 1. Ooh, and go.
I'm waiting for the hands.
On your head, put the bottle on your head, put the bottle on your head.
Come on.
11 seconds. Keep going.
Oh, man, that's all I rehearsed. Hey. Come on. Boom.
It's the foot for me. Do you know what is a talent?
30 seconds is long.
It fills me with joy. It fills me with joy, yeah.
It is also a talent to do the same dance moves on a different song every single week. And I love that dedication for you, my friend. But G, you got to step it up. I have full faith in you.
Same song for G.
Same song for G.
Love
And 3, 2, 1, here we go.
Hey, 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 hey,
it's almost over.
Come on, bring it.
Hey, hello,
Hey,
there you go.
with 11 seconds to go, gee, I mean, wow.
And 9, and 1.
Hey, a nice little twerk in the neck.
3, 2.
The splits there, almost.
Wow.
It was a lot to take.
That was good.
It was a lot to take.
It was very good, that.
That was the best I've ever seen you move. Your back is going to hurt for the next 7 days, but that is perfect.
I had back surgery, man, and I
Please
was...
give him a round of
I
applause.
had to dig deep for that one.
Come on.
But you know, you really put your back into it.
That is
30
what
seconds
we
is quite long,
call
actually. Yeah, it is quite...
some seriously smooth competition, everybody.
Or not smooth.
Here's the thing. Who do you think this week's Tropica Smooth Dance of Battle champion should be? Is it going to be G? Is it going to be Thabiso? Head on over to our social media pages right now and cast your vote. If you happen to find yourself on team not smooth right now, have a Tropica, because there is nothing smoother. But both of you guys did
I'm having a Tropica, and that's not because I'm finding myself on team no smooth, eh?
Why are you drinking it?
Because.
You love it.
Because that's what he does. He's going to finish the whole thing.
Nothing smooth. Hey, hey, hey.
Just redeeming myself for that last 10 seconds that I didn't do.
Denzel takes his girlfriend out to propose to her.
Smooth.
He opens the box to give her the diamond ring and drops it. Not smooth. Still on his knees, he hears her saying,
Yes, Denzel.
I do.
Nothing smoother.
Tropica. Made with love by Clover. Oh, you can make my day.
Strap yourself in to this hand-built 5-liter sedan. An engineering marvel that could drive your spend into the red. Accelerating your lifestyle beyond your means. In this world of chasing status, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. We promised an inspiring show, and we're going to continue on that trend this morning. So on Sunday evening, it was the extra time, I think probably the final minutes of extra time try by winger Nathan Nkutu that helped the Cape Peninsula University of Technology clinch this year's Varsity Shield title again. They've kept it. CPUT were just too good for Walter Sisulu University on the night, and they've had a fantastic season, in fact, clinching the trophy in a narrow 30-26 battle in their biodome in Pretoria. And this morning, Lunati Nkele, Bucha Mputa, Mahmat Amir Hendricks, and Inobongo Vabaza are here, and they're, of course, playing in their last match for CPUT. They join us in studio, so I'm sure a bittersweet moment. And then, of course, their fitness and conditioning coach, Salih Jacobs, also joins us this morning. Gentlemen, puff those chests out just a little bit. We are winners! But man, did you leave it late. That was intense. I can only imagine watching from the sidelines that actually there. What went through your minds? What went through your heart? Obviously, great to retain the title, but you had to work for it, Salih.
Yeah, no, it was a typical final, and I think credit must be given to the boys on the field, because we took quite a convincing lead quite early on, and in the last 20 minutes, Musu came back, and then it was game on, extra time. As you know, extra time went on. They took the lead in extra time, and then we left it until the literally the last minute, and then we clinched it with a Nathan Nkutu try.
And it's great to win it with a try, but I suppose it's this weird line you walk, because when the team is surging your opponents like that, then you're pushing hard, then you score, you're conceding penalties because you're kind of on that line the whole time. Incredible moments, but on the back of an incredible season. Lulati, maybe I can put this to you. What's been the key to your success? Won it last year, won it again this year in a very different circumstance, playing in the bio bubble. Why do you think you were able to retain this shield?
For me, personally, I would say it's the bonds that we've created with the boys. One thing that we had to play for each other, definitely. I would say that's the key for me.
That just only reinforces how heartbreaking it is for you guys. As I understand it, this is the last time you guys are going to be out there in those colours with your brothers. Well, maybe you guys will play again together. That's the aim here, is to get that platform to move on. Bucho, how much have you grown as a result of playing in this team, playing varsity rugby, which, let's be honest, in the last few years has stepped up? The talent and the level of competition is crazy, man.
Yeah, I can only say when I got to CPUT, they were not in the Varsity Shield as yet. So
it's all you, eh?
It's all on you, yeah. So 2016, I was in the qualifying team that got CPUT into the Varsity Shield. So ever since then, CPUT rugby has just been expanding, and it's just been growing, creating a bond and trying just to put the university at the pinnacle.
And you've done it, man. 2 years on the charts, which is amazing. Amir, Sports Development Office for Rugby at CPUT. Clearly, you've been doing your job. You've got it right, man. There's something that's magical happening on the field and within the structures. What has it taken to get the structures right to create this kind of rugby? Because it's good rugby, man.
Yeah, we have to give credit to our management of CPUT. I think they are unsung heroes, because obviously we're the people that's playing on TV and we're in the limelight, but the people working behind the scenes are working incredibly hard, getting our nutrition right for us, just our times that we need to rest and recover. So I do think that we need to give big credits to our management for all their time and efforts they put in, and they don't get enough credit and praise from us as players. I think,
glory, yeah, man.
But yeah, so I just think we need to give credit to them.
Yeah, man, and clearly there is a secret to success, but we can't forget that you guys are at varsity. This is about tertiary education. This is about opportunities that extend far beyond rugby. But Imibongo, maybe I can put this to you. What advice do you have for other players that are eyeing out this path of wanting to play in varsity shields, maybe varsity cup, wanting to play good varsity rugby, but also the benefits that come with it? What advice do you have?
I think it's varsity rugby. It's a great platform that I would advise any
any scholar that to follow. It's for me. It's been an amazing journey, and I would advise any player to follow the varsity rugby path.
Any tips for any props out there that are wanting to?
I must just put in the hard.
Get in the gym. Get in the gym. Gentlemen, I wish you well. I've been lucky enough to watch from the sidelines how varsity really is that stepping stone till the next level of rugby. So if that's what you want for your careers, I look forward to interviewing you again in your provincial colours and hopefully in a green and gold at some point. But congratulations to the team behind you, to the management, as you say, everyone who's worked towards this, and of course to the players, the brotherhood who have pulled this off. You guys have done something really special, and you've done it again, man. Look at that. You're going to run out of real estate there around the sky. But congratulations. We couldn't be prouder of you guys. Enjoy coming back down to earth, but don't do it too quickly, man. Just revel in your success. But CPUT have earned the bragging rights this year amidst a very difficult season, playing in the Bio Dome, in the bubble. They've been able to overcome that challenge and the challenge of some pretty stiff opposition to be crowned the Varsity Shield.
Oh, well, listen, between this cozy coat on this bed, I mean, listen, when it comes to training and nutrition, it is just as important as sleep plays a very fundamental role in the world of sport and fitness. And in order to achieve good results, you need to get a good 7 to 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep. And we learned this on the show just yesterday.
Yeah, it's so important. It's so important when it comes to bringing the magic out of your body. And that's why you need to rest assured with this Rest Assured Ruby bed over here. And you can stand a chance to win a Rest Assured Ruby Queen base set with a no-turn mattress and an Evolution pocket spring system, all valued at 8,000 Rand. And trust me, I almost fell asleep right now and I've just woken up. So to enter, all you have to do is reply to the competition post on Expresso's Facebook, Twitter or Instagram accounts and tell us what 3 things you look for when choosing a bed. And remember, include that hashtag Rest Assured in your answer. And to see more on the Rest Assured products, follow them on Instagram at restassured.beds. Now, I think there's just one more thing to do. We'll see you later. Cheers.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Yes, it is. Your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, live here on S3. It's a Tuesday morning. Guys, I mean, you know what? Winter is fast approaching. It is. Don't be fooled by Jamie Lee looking sexy with a T-shirt, no jersey, no jacket on. No, it's winter around the corner. We asked you on social media, what foods lift your spirit during this time of the year, using that hashtag Expresso show?
I get to ask you this question. What are some of those foods?
Oh, you know me. I mean, I'll eat anything, right?
That is true.
But I'm magwinya at this time of the year. Vet koek. And with snoek in.
Snoek?
Yes.
In Magwinya?
Oh, yes.
Really?
Baby girl.
Oh, you need to teach me your ways.
Oh, yeah, let's see what everybody else is saying.
For sure. Our top fan, Josephine Pickstone, says, Good morning, family. I love my soups in winter. My favorite is samp and bean soup. A girl close to my heart. Samp just hits the spot.
Yes.
Father Khan also said, Good morning, guys. Stay safe. All the meals you guys make are awesome.
Yeah, I must say, the recipes we've been bringing out have been really, really cool and very inspiring for winter. Let's see what the next set of comments are. We've got one here from Tseki Kumalo saying, split peas with vegetable soup, hashtag Expresso show. Ooh, Tseki, nice. And then Gail Barron says, good morning, fam. I love vegetable soup with dumplings. Yes! And also vet koek, yes! With minced curry.
Not snook.
Wow! That is a recipe. That's a recipe right there. Gail, in fact, you've inspired me to go try and find Magwinya now at the end of the show and then make some mince later. I love that.
And you will find it. Trust me, you will find it. But maybe you are going to be inspired. Maybe your spirits are going to be lifted with this tomato and beef bake coming your way.
With the creamy decadence of double cream bliss from Clover, yogurt has never been so irresistible.
Made with love by Clover.
Oh, well, listening to all of those delicious meals makes my mouth water, and if you are just in time for a nourishing winter fare, treat the family to a flavor-packed beef and tomato bake with a Clover Bliss yogurt topping. It's perfect for midweek family meal inspiration, and you know what? It's for you and for the whole family, especially if you are on a tight budget, but still want something hearty and delicious. Teresa is back in the studio, and you're taking us through this delicious recipe.
Yes, this is a great dinner recipe. Very simple ingredients, and it's going to have lots of flavor and nutrition as well.
There we go. I'm here for the flavor, and tell me what I can do to help you.
All right, if you could slice those tomatoes thinly for me, that would be great. I'm going to heat up some olive oil, and I'm going to brown our mince over here. So we'll get that going. Tomatoes really are a fantastic food to include in our diet, especially now, because they're full of vitamin C, antioxidants, which is great for the immune system.
There we go, yes. And I mean, I love, especially when it comes to mince, anything with a tomato base is always a winner.
Delicious, absolutely delicious. So you're just going to break up your mince and let it brown in the pan. I'm going to add some garlic.
Am I slicing this thin enough for you?
That's perfect.
Okay, I was instructed
brilliant.
Thin slices.
Yes, because that's going to go into the oven just now.
There we go. And you know what? I love a good mince dish. You can stretch it in so many different ways. I feel like that's something, especially if you're cooking for one or two, and you can cook it in bulk and then play around with it afterwards.
Yes, totally. You can add lots of different seasonings and herbs, and also it usually freezes quite well. So often if I'm cooking a dinner with mince, I'll make double, and I'll pop half of it in the freezer.
Oh, it does freeze well.
If you're having a busy day, your supper's already made.
There we go. What I love to do is I cook my mince beforehand, and then during the week I decide, okay, what do I feel like making? So this is perfect to cook beforehand, and then we assemble it together.
Perfect. That sounds great. Okay, so that's looking good.
So once our mince, is this also the type of recipe you can make a little bit more on the spicy side?
Absolutely. You could add any flavorings that you wanted to. So yeah, a bit of chili powder or paprika or something like that would be delicious.
There we go.
And let's add a bit of seasoning.
How much tomato do you need?
That looks perfect.
Is that enough?
We're just going to do a couple of layers. Very good cutting.
I mean, I can keep chopping. That keeps me busy in the kitchen. They don't always trust me to do the things in the kitchen.
Oh, you're doing very well.
There we go. So, of course, flavouring our mince, getting that ready, get it nice and brown.
Yeah, so we've gone very basic. We've just added some herbs. You can use fresh or dried, and a bit of salt and pepper. And then I'm going to add some tinned tomatoes.
Do you add a pinch of, like a little bit of sugar when you use tinned tomato?
That's a very good tip. I quite like the acidity, so I don't often add it. But I know for some people it's a bit overpowering. So just a teaspoon of sugar will really just help to balance that flavor.
There we go.
So I'm going to let that cook a little bit longer while I make our topping.
There we go.
And we're using our Clover Bliss double cream yogurt.
And what flavor are we going for? It's just the plain?
Just the plain today, yeah.
Okay.
I absolutely love snacking on yogurt. I was having it yesterday, but I love that it's so versatile and you can use it in savory dishes like this one.
I know, and I mean, there's a nice creaminess to it, especially to the Clover Bliss double cream yogurt. It pairs perfectly with, you know, its earthy, vibrant flavors of the tomato base, so it really is a great combination.
Absolutely perfect. So I'm going to whisk some of our yogurt with an egg, and I'll just add a little bit more salt and pepper for good measure. And this is going to be our topping that goes on our bake.
Sounds good.
Nice and easy.
Nice and easy. We do have this recipe available for you. You can find it on the Expresso Show website. That's expressoshow.com. It's on there, all the ingredients you need, the steps to make this delicious recipe. I love how quick and easy it is. Of course, we've now almost got our mince there.
Yeah.
When it comes to the assembling part,
yes,
are we going to go through that now?
Yes, I think, would you like to put a layer of tomatoes in there for me?
At the base.
On the base, yeah.
Okay.
Just one layer.
Just one layer of tomato.
Yeah.
Sliced it nice and thin. There we go.
I love layered dishes. They're fun to put together, and when you dip in, they're
delicious.
So delicious.
There we go. So we have a layer of tomato.
Perfect, lovely.
It was a little on the stingy side, but we can add more.
No, that looks good.
I chopped a whole 2 tomatoes just for you.
And then I'm going to put just a little bit of mince, and then we're going to do another layer of tomato.
Oh, there we go. So we're really getting that in. It is our delicious beef and tomato bake. If you've just tuned in, this recipe is available for you. It's on expressoshow.com. So Teresa, while you do the various layers, I'm going to pass you the tomato because I have a very exciting competition to announce. Now, to stand a chance to win a VIP experience with Bliss, to enter, it's really simple. Just purchase any of your favorite Clover Bliss double cream yogurt. You dial *120*809#, and you follow the prompts. There are also movie tickets to be won, so go on and get entering. There are some T's and C's that apply, and they can be found on our on clover.co.za. And if you've missed any of the steps to this delicious recipe, before we get to that recap, we're just going to quickly look at what Teresa is doing right now.
So we've just layered our tomatoes and our beef. I'm topping it with our yogurt topping.
There we go.
And then we're going to pop a little bit of cheese on top. And then that goes into the oven for 20 minutes at 180. Take it out, serve it with a delicious salad.
There we go, and dinner is served. There we go. Oopsie, I'm a bit messy with the cheese, but you pop it into the oven, and there you go. So the steps to this recipe is available on our website. That's expressoshow.com. And if you missed any of the steps, we've got a recap for you.
Made with love by Clover. Only you can make my day.
With the creamy decadence of double cream bliss from Clover, yogurt has never been so irresistible.
Made with love by Clover.
calling all South Africans to the front line. It's time to rally together to celebrate our bold pharmacy heroes who have put our safety on the top of their priority lists in 2020 and 2021. Join Adcock Ingram OTC's new season of Sponsors of Brave in showing our gratitude and thanking our pharmacy frontline heroes by nominating your local pharmacist, pharmacy assistant, or pharmacy who have gone the extra mile for all their customers. Nominate your local small pharmacy, retail pharmacy, or pharmacist who have shown what it means to be a frontline hero. By nominating your colleague, pharmacist, or yourself, you could stand a chance to win one of 8 5,000 Rand cash prizes. 2 of these featured nominees will win an exciting opportunity to pursue a passion project of their choice. 1 chosen by the votes, and 1 chosen by the Adcock Ingram OTC's Sponsors of Brave panel of judges. A passion project is the opportunity to give back to the community to the value of 25,000 Rand. Show some gratitude today with Adcock Ingram OTC's Sponsors of Brave.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it, your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, I don't know if you guys remember this, a super fantastic event took place. An event that signified a step in the right direction in the worldwide fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. I mean, all of us are obviously up in arms trying to fight this, right? Stars from across the entertainment industry, they gathered to educate on vaccine efficacy, hesitancy, and equity as part of the Global Citizen Vax Live concert that aired right here on S3 this past Sunday. It was such a fantastic show. I loved it so much.
Now, in case you might have missed something, we want to tell you a little bit of a recap with the ever-gorgeous Jennifer Lopez being the headliner. She opened the show with a tribute to her mother, singing Neil Diamond's classic song, Sweet Caroline.
Oh, man.
The mom is beautiful. Hey?
Oh, what a gorgeous, gorgeous shared moment there. I love that.
Sure. But can we just take a moment for our own, owning her place on the international stage right now? Mzansi's pride, Nomzamo Umbata, stepped up after event co-chair Prince Harry himself spoke to highlight the current disparity in vaccine accessibility evident across the world right now. Take a look at this. He makes us so proud. Such to see her on that stage and just like represent us all. That is amazing.
There we go.
The truth is, no one should be left behind.
No, definitely not. And someone who wasn't left behind, but she was unable to attend the event in person due to being pregnant with her second child, is co-chair Meghan Markle, who spoke in a pre-recorded segment about why the mission to rebuild the world for women and girls is especially important for beautiful.
Power.
A queen.
Here we go.
Queens.
A queen. Well, you know, the best news is that if you missed this, you must know that this campaign, right, what you've just seen here, what went down there, it exceeded its target goal, raising $302 million overall. It's massive. And if you missed any of the star-studded action, which we've just showed you the highlights of, don't fear, because the spectacle is being broadcast, a repeat here on S3 tonight at 11 p.m. Make it a date. As we've seen in the mother city, our healthcare workers, they really are not the only ones who are in the front line. So too are our firefighters. Yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, indeed. Don't smile yet. I want you to do the hardcore faces, because that's how intimidating they looked when I walked into studio this morning. South Africa's first all-female firefighter squad, very aptly named the Juliet Crew, join us in studio this morning. They are heroes, and I think especially more so after battling the chaotic blaze on Table Mountain recently, standing tall amongst men. And I think joining us this morning very proudly, Yanga Yowana, Anati Galada, Tozama Matibata, Zamisa Kana, and Butle Tebekwana. Ladies, a very big welcome. Now you're allowed to smile. No, you don't understand. When you came over with your mask on, you had that steely look in your eye. I was like, whoa, this is going to be a difficult interview. And then as soon as the mask come off, then you smile. I'm like, just so lovely. It is so cool to have you guys here. Anati, you were looking nervous there. How can you be nervous for TV and you sit and you fight fires? Come on, man, that's crazy. This is going to be the easiest thing you've ever done. I'm so proud of you guys for what you've achieved. But Young, I'm going to start with you. When we think of firefighters, unfortunately, the perception is always men. Is it a difficult thing for a woman to make her mark as a firefighter? What has your journey been like?
My journey was like, it was difficult for me to be a firefighter, but I have a perseverance because my dream is I was want to be a police officer.
Wow.
But then I saw the post of firefight. Then I just email and then to put my stuff in. Then I got the job as a firefighter.
It was meant to be. It's a calling. Yes. I love that. Anati, what made you want to become a firefighter? Had you heard of female firefighters before? What was your motivator? Why do this job?
Well, I've known of there were female firefighters, but I didn't know about the wild firefighter. So I've always wanted to play part in helping people.
And now you're doing it on a different level.
So it was either I joined the army or the law enforcement or the firefighter. So anyway, I got a job as a firefighter and I fell in love with it. So yeah.
It's obviously meant to be, and I would imagine that you get tested all the time. And I'm going to keep raising this, that, you know, it is a male-dominated arena. So, and maybe, Tjasink, you can answer this. When someone finds out that you're a firefighter, are they surprised? Are they shocked?
At first, they were surprised. I've received many questions such as, how do you afford to carry such a big hoses at the on the fire line? Because you're a woman, and yet they don't see that we have those muscles of males. So we do fitness, and then we can do whatever males can do, like firefighting, because we do the same training as firefighters.
And it's hardcore. I got to train with firefighters for one day, and I'll never forget when I met the first firefighter I met was a woman, and when she shook my hand, she just about crushed my fingers. And I was thinking, okay, this is going to be tough. And it was one of the most physically grueling things I've ever put myself through. But Buhle, the job is beyond just getting into that sort of environment. The pictures that we're seeing of the fires and how intense that is. What does the job involve? It's not just putting out fires. What do you do as a firefighter working here in Cape Town?
My name is Zimasa.
Zimasa, sorry, stopped you around. Zimasa, maybe you want to take that one.
The things that we're doing fire breaks, we're burning stacks. When we talk about fire breaks, it's breaking like we're burning, taking out of a fuel from properties. So we're protecting the properties that are not burned yet. Instead, and then stack burning, we're burning some trees so that whenever it's going to be like fire season again, so that we know that we don't have much fuel for us to do much jobs. So those are the kind of stuff. Not if Tjasink, you want to add anything from there?
Oh yes, we also do some prescribed burnings, burning the old vegetation, because when the vegetation is too old, it's easy for the fire to become bigger and spread faster and damage most of properties.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah.
Zamisa. Buhle on the end. Now I'm figuring it out. Buhle. Yes. Terrifying job, I would imagine, when it gets to the kind of situations that you faced here in Cape Town. What is the scariest situation you've been in?
The first fire that I was fighting, is it your question, Mash?
Yeah.
Yeah. My first fire I was very scared because it was my first fire to fight the fire. And then I was feeling like I can even cry, I can even jump, or I can even run away because I'm scared of the fire. But I tell myself, no man, all the people that they are firefighters, they doing this, and then they were always having the the supervisors, they doing their jobs for lookouts of us. That
they got your back, yeah.
Yeah. If ever, I've never.
I know, man. It's a different environment. Now, the next time you face a fire, you're going to feel so relaxed because you've done this. I'm going to add another thing to the list of things that you do now as being part of the all-female firefighting crew. You also have to do PR and go on TV, which is another badge that you can give yourselves. Ladies, what an honor to meet you. Thank you so much for the service that you give us as a city, and thank you for putting your lives at risk for the safety of your fellow South Africans. It's something that we really do appreciate, and we've loved having you here. Thank you so much, and please stay safe. Please stay as safe as you can. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the first all-female firefighting crew, the Juliet crew. Now, I don't want you to stop smiling for the rest of the day. Hopefully that's inspired you just a little bit. Imagine for a young girl to see what is possible in a male-dominated space. Unbelievable, I think, service to South Africa, yes, but a message that they are sending that is just as important.
For days, Ryle has been trying to get out of the wrong side of this bed. How's it going, bud?
Absolutely terrible, G.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, bro.
No, honestly, man, there is no wrong side to this bed.
Yep, that's because it's a Rest Assured Ruby Queen base set. And if you keep your eyes on the Expresso show and our digital pages...
Answer an easy question, and from the 10th to the 14th of May, you stand a chance to win one of 5 of these incredible Rest Assured beds valued at 8,000 Rand.
Nice. Maybe it's that side.
Let's find out.
Maybe it's this side.
No!
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Get this, it's a week or two before your period. The mood swings, the bloating, hot flashes, and a wave of emotions are starting. Yes, you guessed it. It's that premenstrual time of the month again. Now, PMS generally occurs just before the start of a menstrual cycle and is a very common condition with symptoms affecting more than 90% of menstruating women. And this morning, we are joined by gynecologist and obstetrician, the good doctor, Dr. Jason Bennett, to help us understand more about PMS. Dr. Jason, always so good to have you with us on the couch.
Thanks for having me back.
Help us unpack exactly what it is and help us understand what is going through our body when people say that they are PMSing.
So Jamie, PMS is caused by fluctuating levels of hormones in your body. And these hormones are estrogen, progesterone, and something called serotonin, which is in your brain. How to better understand it. So every woman is different, and every woman will experience PMS in a different way. And what I always say to patients is track your cycle, and when you're noticing that you're having certain symptoms, write them down, and you can kind of work out a pattern for the next month. So you'll know that I was moody on these days, and it was the same thing that happened the following month, and that's most likely due to my PMS. I think that's a good way to understand your own PMS and your own cycle.
Well, sometimes I'm just moody. I'm in a bad mood, and then I will just blame it on the PMS.
Yeah.
But like I mentioned, there's obviously bloating, back pains. What are some of the other signs and symptoms that is linked to PMS?
So PMS, you can develop some acne, all right? You can get some breast tenderness, bloating, some low abdominal pain and cramps. You can even get some constipation and diarrhea, some quite intense cravings, especially for sugar. On the emotional side of things, people feel very irrational, they have emotional outbursts, they feel sad, they may feel depressed, and that component can really impact someone's life and the people around them.
Wow, we go through so much as women, like, I don't even think you understand. But why is moodiness and, just irritability such a key factor when it comes to PMSing?
So no one understands completely, but the thinking is that it's due to this hormone called serotonin, which is in your brain. And serotonin, we can say it's kind of the happy hormone in your brain. And fluctuating levels of serotonin may contribute to you feeling a bit moody or having outbursts during your PMS period.
Let's talk about things that we need to avoid and maybe incorporate when we are going through this cycle and through this period.
So things to definitely avoid are caffeine, a diet that's high in salt, okay? Also, what I normally tell people is try and work out what their trigger is. So if someone is annoying you a lot and you're realizing you are having PMS, try and avoid them during your PMS phase and maybe address it again afterwards.
So avoid tabiso at all costs. No, I'm joking. And then with regards to foods, maybe, is there things that we should be eating, supplements we should be taking, again, during this time?
So a well-balanced, healthy diet is important. There are some supplements that you can try. Calcium, magnesium, vitamin B6, vitamin D. All can help with PMS. A diet that's low in sugar is important. Good exercise, mindfulness and meditation is also very important as well.
Husa. That's all I'm saying, Husa. The next time it comes around, I know that I'm not just going through a bad day. It's all triggers of PMS. But again, Dr. Jason, always so good to have you with us here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Now, periods can lead to feelings of aches, pains, and discomfort. Now, Brufen aids in pain relief and works as an anti-inflammatory, making that time of the month a whole lot smoother.
Targets pain caused by menstrual cramps. Brufen works where it hurts.
Thank you very much, Jamie. Just before 8 o'clock, a final look at those news headlines. The South African Post Office has announced that it will reopen 27 of its branches. The branches affected will reopen their doors from today and normal business hours will apply. And the Post Office's financial problems have led to some owners of buildings seizing equipment. Branches in shopping malls were also closed because rent was not paid. The crisis resulted in some of the branches being permanently closed. The Post Office says negotiations with building owners are continuing where some of its branches are still closed. The newly appointed monarch of the AmaZulu nation, King Misizulu ka Zwelithini, has been described as a unifier of the Zulu nation. He has ascended the throne after the late regent Queen Mantombi Zulu nominated him as king in her will. The 46-year-old king is the eldest son of the late King Goodwill Zwelithini and the recent departed Queen Regent, and will be the 9th monarch of the AmaZulu nation. He was educated in South Africa, Eswatini and America, and is still unmarried but does have a son. In international news, authorities in Algeria have decreed that weekly protests will be barred if they do not have prior approval. Friday, mass demonstrations began in February last year and toppled the long-term president Abdelaziz Bouteflika, who was seeking a 5th term in office. The Interior Minister has accused the marchers of being a nuisance to the wider population, and organizers must now provide their personal details, as well as their march's itinerary, slogans and timings. The ministry warned that non-compliance would render the protest illegal. Israel yesterday launched airstrikes against targets in the Gaza Strip after rockets were fired from the territory towards Jerusalem. Now, the Hamas-run Palestinian Health Ministry in Gaza said 9 people, including children, died in the airstrikes. And the past few days have seen the worst violence in Jerusalem for many years, with more than 250 Palestinians injured over the weekend, clashes with Israeli police. Now, tensions between Israelis and Palestinians have turned violent because of a planned eviction by Israel of Palestinians from their homes in the east of Jerusalem. And next, some quite mind-boggling rugby news from Britain. Now, with rugby fever again beginning to build in the light of the British and Irish Lions SA tour, as well as learning that Georgia is to play 2 internationals against the Boks this year, comes the news of an 80-year-old who still plays the sport. Yes, believe it or not, that's correct. Ian Cunningham is 80 years old and is one of the oldest walking rugby players in the UK. Now, his love for rugby began some 60 years ago when he was a boy in Ireland, and he later played for a club in England before a knee injury cut short his career. Now, years later, his love for the sport was rekindled after discovering walking rugby. And now, at the age of 80, he plays it and has no plans to quit yet. And this is what he says. Never mind the skill or the speed, it's the friendship that's the most important thing. Believe it or not, there are some 60 walking rugby clubs in England alone, and each of them has about 50 members. Something to think about for South Africans here. On that note, let's see what's happening in sport with Graham.
Thanks so much, Tabiso. After that inspiring news, you, of course, alluded to it. Let's make it official. The Springboks will make their much-anticipated return to international rugby when they host Georgia in a historic 2-match series in July. So this will be the first time Georgia tours South Africa and the first time the 2 teams have met since the 2003 Rugby World Cup. South Africa Rugby has yet to confirm exact dates, though, and the venues or kick-off times for the clashes, so we'll watch that space. On the tennis front, unfortunately, South African tennis sensation Lloyd Harris has crashed out of the Italian Open in Rome after being beaten by Chile's Kristen Garin in the first round. The clay court specialist and world number 22 beat Harris in straight sets, 7-5, 6-2, in a match that lasted an hour and 38 minutes. And then finally, in football, the UEFA Champions League final, an all-English affair between Chelsea and Manchester City, could be hosted in Portugal. So the final was initially scheduled to take place at the Ataturk Olympic Stadium in Istanbul, but UEFA has decided to move the match after Turkey has been put on England's red travel list, meaning no fans may travel to the country. So Portugal is on the green list, so fans would be allowed to attend on the 29th of May. That's a wrap of your sport for this Tuesday morning. Time now to take one last look at some of your beautiful sunrise pictures and get an uptake on the weather.
Thank you, Graham, and thank you to all of our talented viewers that continue to share their beautiful sunrise vistas with us. Now, it really starts our day off on the right note. Now, we started this morning off with this beautiful photo taken by Anastasia showing off the blue skyline in her area with rays of sun being cast through the clouds. Then Gavin from Cape Town also shared this stunning view overlooking the city, showing off hues of pinks and blues and the sun rising over the mother city. At 7 o'clock, we showed you this gorgeous view from Kelly overlooking the hills in the distance as the sun rises. And last but not least, Natasha also shared this stunning bright orange morning view with us, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. Please do continue to share your sunrise photos with us. You can do so on the Expresso Facebook page, and we really love seeing your parts of the country and also look forward to showcasing some of your stunning photos, and we'll do so again tomorrow morning. And while we love our local viewers, we also have to take a moment to acknowledge our international viewers too that are watching on the Africa channel in the US or on YouTube. Now, we are also using our last weather segment for this morning to feature the US state of Hawaii. It is the only state outside North America, the only island state, and the only state in the tropics. Several areas in Hawaii are under the protection of the National Park Service. Honolulu can expect a breezy and pleasant day ahead today with a maximum of 30 degrees Celsius, and that's where we leave the international weather for now. Back in South Africa, just a quick news update. Mop-up operations are continuing following storms that lashed most parts of the Western Cape in recent days, leaving a trail of destruction. The heavy rainfall and gale force winds caused power outages in various communities and resulted in roofs blowing off and trees being uprooted. Disaster risk teams have been attending to these complaints over the past few days. The Western Cape Local Government, Environmental Affairs and Development Planning said that there's been some multiple reports of damages to buildings and debris in many areas still that needs to be removed. There are uprooted trees and roads and collapsed structures that need attention. Local authorities are assisting many settlements in low-lying areas which have been severely affected by localized flooding. Another cold front is predicted closer to month-end again. Let's quickly look at your temperatures. In Polokwane, expect a low of 8, a high of 24. Mbombela, 12 with a high of 27. Sunny in Pretoria, 9, reaching a high of 24. Johannesburg, 8 with a high of 23. Sunny conditions for Mahikeng today. 6 is your low, 27 your high. Klerksdorp, 6 with a high of 26. Kimberley, 7, 26. Bloemfontein, 2 with a high of 24. Sunny conditions in Richards Bay. 16 is your low, 26 your high. If you're in Pietermaritzburg, expect a low of 11, a high of 28. Sunny conditions for Durban with a high of 26. Mthatha, sunny 8, 28. East London 13, 22. Sunny in Cradock 6, 28. Gqeberha 13 with a high of 20. Partly cloudy conditions for George today. 11 is your low, 19 your high. Cape Town partly cloudy with a low of 11, a high of 19. Worcester 7, 28. Sunny in Sutherland, a low of 6 and a high of 23, and sunny conditions can be expected in Uppington today, a low of 10 and a high of 30 degrees Celsius. That's where I leave your weather for this morning. If you have a beautiful sunrise photo to share with us, please do so on the Expresso Facebook page.
Thank you so much. So now we are back on the Expresso stage with singer and songwriter Amy Tjasink, and she's about to perform a whimsical and upbeat song. And I think you all will remember this from a few years ago. It was a kiss like no other, and I think we all wanted to replicate it whenever we did get into a relationship. And I think you know what I'm talking about. It's called Spider-Man Kiss. Let's take it away.
Your show, Mr. Conductor, you're the instructor, teaching me the possibilities, but then you make me see that I am wrong, yeah, there's no more make-believe, we'll get along, yeah, I'm thinking we could be a hit or miss. Maybe anything could be better than this. But when you look into my eyes and kiss me upside down, you fix me with a Spider-Man kiss. You and me, we're like a willow tree. We're always side to side. We stand the test of time. I don't always like what you bring out of me. You're mine, baby, you're mine. I'm thinking we could be a hit or miss, and maybe anything could be better than this. But when you look into my eyes and kiss me upside down, you fix me with a Spider-Man kiss. I'm thinking we could be a hit or miss. Maybe anything could be better than this. When you look into my eyes and kiss me upside down, you fix me with a Spider-Man kiss. I'm thinking we could be a hit or miss. look into my eyes and kiss me upside down. You fix me where the Spider-Man kiss. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Na, na, na.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Just in time, you're on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for our Health Talk on Health Tuesdays. Now, World Lupus Day is observed every year on the 10th of May. This day aims to raise awareness and also educate the public about the signs and also the symptoms and health effects of the disease. Now, this morning, our good friend, a trusted infectious diseases specialist and HIV clinician, Dr. Emil Reed, is joining us in the studio to tell us more about this disease. A very good morning to you, Doctor.
Morning, guys. Fantastic to be back.
Always good to have you. Of course, always good to be enlightened and educated by you. And you're talking about lupus, right? Yes. Which I believe is a disease, if I'm not mistaken, is the term. But what exactly is it? Can you tell us more about it?
Well, lupus is the Latin word for wolf. Okay. And where it comes from a specific rash that people saw in patients suffering of lupus. They developed this malar rash on their face. And lupus is what we call a multi-systemic connective tissue disease. And if you think about it, connective tissue exists right throughout your body. So lupus can affect every organ in your body. Lupus also is considered to be an autoantibody disease, so autoimmune disease. And an autoimmune disease is your own immunity that we frequently talk about that is there to protect you against other diseases, turns on you and attacks you. Wow. So it's like buying a security dog to protect you, and that security dog actually attacks you. And that is what lupus is. Your own body's antibodies attacks you.
That is so interesting and also very sad that our bodies can do that to us. But what exactly causes this, this disease?
Well, the cause for lupus is currently unknown. And what we do know is that there's some form of genetic abnormality that occurs. So usually if you develop lupus, you will actually find out that there is an aunt or an uncle or whoever who had lupus before, even died of lupus, as we saw earlier with the Jennifer Lopez, concert as well. You always have a family history of lupus, maybe far off, and lupus normally is dormant until triggered by either UV lights or the sun, some form of viral infection, or even another bacterial infection for that matter. And it just instigates a massive inflammatory response that just carry on and carry on.
Oh, wow, so lying dormant as somewhat of a, I don't know, genetic disposition, so to speak. Yeah. If we were then to have it activated within us, or it was to kind of resurge, what are those sort of outcomes? I mean, does it vary? Is it always going to be the same thing? Do you get different types of lupus? You know, is there a scale of it, so to speak?
Exactly. And the one thing about lupus, we actually found it in non-Caucasian patients. And in South Africa, amongst the black, coloured, Asian patient population, very rarely found in the Caucasian population group. Also, in females, and because it exists in females, we think there might be a hormonal predisposition as well. We actually find it in females 10 times more than we find it in males. Whereas in males, we do get it more complicated. And lupus exists in different probably degrees, and we do find a skin disease called discoid lupus. And on the other side, the more important one and the more dangerous one is what we call systemic lupus. And systemic lupus is the autoimmune disease that affect your whole body, from your brain, lungs, heart, muscles, nerves, everything.
Wow, well, Dr. Reed, it's enlightening to say the least, and made me very aware. I feel like that's something that I want to discuss more with you. I have a lot more questions which I want to dive into, and luckily we've got the time to do that. So we'll be chatting to Dr. Reed a little bit later and diving deeper into lupus and some of the symptoms, and also some questions that may be coming through on the social media channel. But before we get into that, let's find out what's cooking in the kitchen.
With a wet winter well on its way, and it's certainly chilly outside today, we've got the perfect solution to help beat the winter chills and fill you up with all the deliciousness and goodness that you can possibly squeeze into one dish. Our roast red pepper, chili and tomato soup is packed with flavor and loaded with a range of immune-boosting elements, as well as give your body its best fighting chance. And the best part, you can make a huge batch in advance for easy eating, and then feed the entire family from just one pot. You can even freeze some of it and have it again tomorrow. It might last a couple of days. No, it's not going to last because it's that delicious. Too delicious. Teresa, this is awesome. Yes. It's super healthy, surprisingly enough. No, I painted you with this brush because you do some amazing decadent things.
Yes,
okay, that's your vibe. I get that. But you're also a proud mama bear who's looking after two beautiful growing children, and we need to put the nutrients in them. Indeed. And ourselves, I suppose. Yes, yes. And this is ticking all the right notes for me. I love tomato soup. I love a roasted pepper, far more than a fresh pepper. Oh, yeah, yeah. And I love a little bit of spice. So talk us through what's going on. There seems to be a lot.
There is a lot, but it's not too bad. While I'm talking, can you do some chopping for me, please?
You know.
I know you like doing it.
No, I do. I do enjoy it. But the onion, come on. If I'm crying for the rest of the show,
you can blame me.
It's on you.
All right. So I've got some olive oil in our bowl here, and we're going to add some spice. So we've got some paprika, some cayenne pepper, and you can obviously adjust it according to the heat level that you like.
But that's a lot of flavour. That's some robust flavours going in there, huh?
And we're also going to add some herbs. So we're just basically going to make a paste, which is going to go onto our vegetables. So we'll do a little bit of salt.
How finely chopped, roughly chopped are you looking for?
Chunks is fine, because we're going to blend it all at the end.
Okay.
It doesn't need to be too fine. Do
you blend first and then cook? Do you cook first and then blend?
I like cooking first. Also, when you blend it while it's hot, it's easier to get that nice smooth consistency. So I prefer it that way. I know some people do it the other way.
The other way, but no, I get your logic.
Yeah, so I've got some ripe tomatoes here, and then I'm going to add some red pepper that we've just chopped up.
I'm starting to cry.
And a bit of...
This is just a very emotional cooking session, Teresa.
It's okay, it's okay, just go with it.
I used to make this with my mother.
I've added some garlic, and then if you just want to pop a couple in there. Oh, I'm going to be crying. At least you don't have mascara on. It's worse for me.
How do you know? How do you know? Okay.
All right, so you basically just want to toss your vegetables in that beautiful spicy oil and get all that flavor.
Cool.
Then you're going to whack the oven on as hot as you can. So like 220, 230. You're going to pop your veggies on a tray, and you're going to just char them in the oven. So you want charred, blistered, quite high heat. So they don't need to be cooked all the way through. If it's not happening, turn your grill on.
And really, okay, so that's the main thing, is to get that char, because and noticeably, all of these, the onion, the red pepper, and the tomato, their flavor profile changes dramatically when roasted. I think for me, a red pepper, you know, it gets that sweetness, which is great, but it needs the char to be able to achieve that.
You want that intense flavor. And what you could also do is cook it on the braai, and then you get that smoky element, which is also really, really delicious. So once
we are doing this in the middle of winter, eh? Just put layers, put like an extra jacket on, get outside, dry your
sunny
vegetables, come back inside.
Yeah.
Bit of milk.
Bit of milk, yeah. So I've put the roasted veggies in our pot with our chicken stock, or you could use veggie stock as well. And then just put your milk in, and you want to heat that for about 20 minutes, just until it's heated through. And don't forget to give it a taste as well. Add some salt and pepper if you need to.
I mean, just looking at the state of those beautiful roast vegetables, just that alone as a side would be amazing.
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
Absolutely. What I like here is, and this is something that so many of you kind of foodies and chefs in our kitchen have pointed out, the layering of flavors and how important it is to go through those stages. Don't just bang everything together and then expect the flavors to be amazing. I like the fact that every step of this process, when we marinate them, you're bringing out a certain flavor layer.
Yes.
You roast them, flavor layer. Cook them together, flavor layer.
Yeah. Give those veggies a chance to shine, and those spices as well. So once that is heated through, we're going to blend it. So this is the blending stage. So do it while it's still hot or warm.
Cool.
And let's see if I can do this without making a mess.
Make a mess. No, you're going to make a mess. There's no way. It's no way humanly possible. You are a mother.
I'm used to it.
That's amazing. I would have... first of all, being a guy, I would have tried to pour it, and then one of those things would have gone flop, plop, and everything would have flown out.
Well, especially when it's hot, you want to make sure that you're not
just be careful.
Burning anyone. It is taking a little bit longer. Let's do one more.
Okay, no, just do what you got to do.
There we go. Right, that looks good. And then we're going to blitz it up.
Smells amazing.
Great, eh?
Make this into like a what's a gazpacho? A cold soup? That would be amazing as well.
It. So we're going to blitz that together. Nice and easy. That looks good. There we go. Yeah, that looks nice and smooth. So at this stage, you could put it through a sieve if you wanted it a bit finer, but I quite like those
chunky,
bits, bit
man.
of texture.
Oh, and I see what you mean. Look at that. That's got that beautiful creamy texture
nice,
to it.
And a beautiful color, and it's going to have an amazing flavor. So you can get some bread, and then have beautiful lunch or beautiful dinner.
You are winning. I'm going to have a little bit of a taste. You can find this on expressoshow.com. Teresa, this is beautiful. I'm going to make this tonight. Oh, that's beautiful. It's sweet, it's spicy.
Welcome back, you beautiful souls. We're right here on S3, opening up live with the Expresso show. And we are continuing our health discussion this morning with infectious disease specialist Dr. Emil Reid, who is still with us and is ready to answer a few more questions on lupus. Now, next, he's also going to be telling us how the disease is diagnosed and what the treatment options are too. So many questions, and this is quite an intense disease, to be honest with you. I mean, not to scare anybody out there in Mzansi, but this is sounding like it's quite real, and it's something that you really need to pay attention to, right?
Exactly, exactly.
For sure, we spoke about it a bit earlier on, and when I did a bit of research with regards to lupus, often people speak about, the skin rash, the butterfly rash that appears around the face. What other signs and symptoms is associated with lupus?
Jamie, normally about 50% of people have this malar skin rash, and that is classic of systemic lupus. 90% of people developed a severe arthritis, normally the small joints of the hands, so debilitating they can't use their hands, can't keep up a cup. And that arthritis is symmetrical, small joints, and unlike rheumatoid arthritis, it does not cause deformities. So the pain is there, but you can't see any deformities. As I said right at the beginning, it's a systemic disease. Many people also present with, for instance, chest pain. They develop inflammation in their lungs. They can develop lung clots. They can develop lung fibrosis as well. It can also affect your heart. You develop water around the heart, so-called pericardial effusions. You develop problems, particularly in your brain, neuropsychiatric effects, depression, mood disturbances as well. And the one thing we see quite often with lupus is that the patients can also develop seizures or epilepsy for that matter. So quite an intense disease. About 1/3 of patients suffering from lupus also develop kidney involvement. And kidney involvement, usually if not picked up quite early and not treated and managed, can be progressive. And usually patients that are not treated or managed end up on dialysis, even requiring a renal transplant.
Well, sounds all too serious for me. My next question would be, and to keep this very practical and from Mzansi at home, what would be the moment where you realize, I need to now and seek professional help? I mean, you mentioned all these signs and symptoms.
Yeah.
How do we get to the point of actually diagnosing that this is something that I am actually dealing with now?
Yeah. Well, that diagnosis gets missed frequently. And a lot of people go and see their doctor, they get diagnosed with something else. They get referred to a psychologist or a psychiatrist. So in many instances, it takes up to 3-4 years for the diagnosis to be established. So it really depends on the doctor caring for you and the doctor having a very high suspicion of what might be going on.
Lots of questions still to come your way, Doctor, but stay tuned as Dr. Emil Reid's good friend, registered nurse Sagri Naika, is going to be joining the conversation to share her personal story with lupus in just a moment.
Oh, thank you, Jamie. Well, we are back with singer and songwriter Amy Tjasink, who's been on our stage all morning bringing us beautiful songs. Now, she's got one last treat for us. So she told us earlier about finding her voice in country music, and she's been fully embracing the sound as she performs one of her unreleased tracks. This one's called Glitter, and she just told me that this is how she wants to see herself make it big one day in Nashville. So, Amy, the stage is yours.
stuck in the sand. The truth is in the letters that I sing each day. I'm a dreamer through and through, and I got a lot to say. So I wait here in the silence for my breakout day. Oh, and I've got one foot through the doorway and a song I wrote from yesterday. Oh, yesterday I didn't feel okay. The fork in the road, it led to many ways. In the dawn of tomorrow, I think I walk on by. I got my guitar on my shoulder and a dream. My guitar on my shoulder and a dream. A dream that glitters in my eyes. My pen is mighty like a sword, it goes to fight. I'll make it in the city where a song means life. I hope to make a good impression and make it on the radio. Yeah, and I've got one foot through the doorway, but I know I've got a long way to go. Oh, yesterday I didn't feel okay. The fork in the road, it led to many ways. In the dawn of tomorrow, I think I walk on by. I got my guitar on my shoulder and a dream. My guitar on my shoulder and a dream. A dream that glitters in my eyes. Oh, it glitters in my eyes. Yeah, yeah. It glitters in my eyes. Oh, it glitters in my eyes. I got my guitar on my shoulder and a dream. I got my guitar on my shoulder and a dream. A dream that glitters in my eyes.
It's Amy Tjasink on your Feel Good Breakfast show performing for us. It was so great having you here. You do have a bright future ahead, and we will see you in Nashville one day. But of course, do stay tuned with, you can catch up with Amy as she presents a bluegrass experience. Tickets are available. They will be at Suikerbosie Restaurant in Hout Bay on Saturday, the 26th of June. Those tickets can be found at quicket.co.za.
You are still live here on your Feel Good breakfast show, just in time for, again, another interesting conversation. Now, joining our conversation on World Lupus Day Awareness this morning is registered nurse Sagri Naika. Now, Sagri was diagnosed with lupus and just yesterday released her book, The Show Must Go On her personal health journey. She's here to share her inspiring story with us. So, a very warm welcome to us this morning, Sagri.
Yes. How are you doing, firstly, before we get into it?
I'm doing good so far.
It's good to have you. I mean, from what, just chatting to Dr. Emile and lupus sounds like such a devastating thing to find out that you have, and then the journey to get there and beyond is just incredible. So I just want to thank you for coming through and sharing your story with Mzansi, because it is absolutely appreciated. But to get into it, when it first started, what sort of symptoms did you initially even think you were having, and that led to maybe thinking that this might be lupus?
It started off as severe exhaustion. I would be tired, chronically fatigued, muscle and joint aches, shortness of breath, tired to the point where I felt like I had no sleep the night before, even though I did. I would have sensitivity to the sun. If I'd go out in the sun, then I'd find that it's extremely difficult to get going again. So I actually lost that get up and go feeling. All energy, and I couldn't explain what was going on. So for a long time I put it down to my work, the type of job that I did. So I was a nurse, and I thought because my work was physically demanding, the many hours we spent at work, I always thought maybe I'm fatigued from that. And so I went on dismissing the symptoms, thinking that it will go away, until it really got complicated and just began to get worse as time went by.
Yes. When did you have, a come to Jesus moment where you're like, this is not fatigue, this is not my work, this has to be something serious?
It's really difficult to say, because if I could put it down to one thought, it was when I saw specialists and they said to me, could it be that you're depressed? Could it be that you are struggling with depression? And I got to the point where I also questioned myself, could I be struggling with depression? But I knew in my heart of hearts something was wrong. I just did not understand what it was, because lupus is so complicated. There's not one symptom that you can tie the disease down to. So I just had to, that is where my faith journey began with my book. That is when I knew there's this one person that does understand, that does believe me, because I got tired of explaining myself, tired of trying to convince people that this is what's wrong with me. And so I went to God in prayer.
Wow.
And it was really when my journey really began as a personal journey with him, asking me to help me to find the answers, because I really couldn't.
I think even when we had the opportunity to chat to you about this just off air, I really felt the empathy when it comes through that feeling of just not knowing what the answer is, feeling so isolated and alone, like no one else I can relate to. I can't even imagine what that must be like, and I can definitely see why you might question your own sanity. But along with the beautiful friend and the divine that you were able to converse with, you also had a friend in Dr. Emile Reid, I believe. Yes. So, Doc, I wanted to ask you maybe from your side, being witness and being able to, obviously knowing that you guys are good friends, being able to assist and support in such a scary moment, what was it like from your side?
Exactly, Ryle and Jamie. I think there's a few things that connect myself and Sagri. I think number one, we at many years ago we worked at the same hospital, and myself being an infectious disease physician, Sagri's dream was to work in the ICU, where I spend most of my time. The other thing that connected us is that me, myself, have been living with autoimmune disease now for the last 14 years. So for me as well to have had symptoms in the past, walking around and complaining for about 3-4 years before I got to a diagnosis, I mean, I could clearly identify with what Sagri was going through. So I'm that other person, except God, that she referred to, that does have some understanding of an autoimmune disease, because I've been living with one. And that's where the support and friendship and things comes in. We connect quite frequently, talk about it, talk to one another, support one another with whatever we want to do. And I mean, with the love of family and friends, we live to fight another day.
Yes, I love that.
And let me tell you now, your story has become your testimony. It is your testimony.
Yes.
The show must go on. You wrote this book hoping to inspire people, but what else were you hoping to achieve with your book?
My primary purpose when I started to write the book was to create impact. It was not to be famous or to be popular, so being here is a bonus.
And the good coffee that we gave you.
So I'm just thankful for that. But to create impact in the lives of others that are lost, for me, I had to walk out of nursing. That was my passion. That was what I loved to do. I didn't know how to do anything else. I was skilled for that for about 16 years. And so I walked out of nursing thinking, what now? And I was not going to just die at the age of 39 and not do anything else with my life. So I lay in bed one day and I asked God, what do I do with myself? Because I'm crippled with lupus. I cannot move, but I have a pen, I have a page, and I have a sound mind. And I know God can do something with a sound mind. So he took what I had in my hand, and you have a book in front of you now that will impact the world, that will change lives. Like it changed mine. Even while writing it, it changed my life. It helped me to find God, to find my faith, and to find a purpose to live again, because I feel we can make impact no matter where we are in our lives. So to create impact, to make this invisible disease visible, to just get rid of the misconceptions around lupus, and to ask people out there to please have empathy when you hear the word lupus, because what happens internally cannot be explained externally. So.
Safi, I can't thank you enough. I mean, I was getting shivers just listening to you, just hearing your testimony. And I think it's such an honor for you to come on the show and also share your story with the rest of Mzansi. I think everybody out there is able to relate to you right now. And I see you and what you've overcome. You are literally walking inspiration. You are passion. You are the fight. You're the connection to the divine. And I think you're the reason why everyone can see how you can live a life of purpose again while having something like this. So thank you for your time on the show. And Dr. Milreed, thank you so much for your support in this journey as well. And yeah, I just wish you nothing but the best of love, gratitude, and thank you so much for sharing this. I think I'm definitely going to start reading this. Mzansi, you guys need to get yourself a copy too. And once again, we can't say thank you enough, Safi, for your time this morning.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Inspiring.
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Safi, for joining us this morning. Well, it's clear that not all heroes wear capes.
Yes.
And that definitely feeds into what we're talking about now. Why, with Pharmacy of the Week, we applaud and acknowledge those heroes.
Yes, I mean, these are the incredible people who do incredible work on the front line. Pharmacies who do such big work for their communities. This is our way of saying thank you to these brave healthcare workers. It's proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram, OTC, sponsors of Brave. And this week we're taking a look at Morningside Pharmacy, right?
Let's take a look.
Our pharmacies are on the front line of healthcare. This is Pharmacy of the Week.
The role that this pharmacy plays in my family and my life, it's amazing. They're always there when I'm in emergency with my kids, and when I need something, they will make a plan to send it for me immediately.
It's a huge privilege to serve the community. We're here to offer a basic healthcare service, and it's essential that we give of our best to all of the patients coming through the door, treat them with respect, treat them with dignity, listen to what their issues are, and offer them the correct guidance so that there's a positive outcome.
Pharmacy of the Week, proudly brought to you by Adcock Ingram OTC, sponsors of Brave.
And I know the people at Morningside Pharmacy. I know that they are always there welcoming you with a smile, and to see them being applauded in this way is beautiful. So thank you very much to Adcock Ingram for providing this platform to say thank you, and thank you.
Well, thank you indeed. And when it comes to sleep, sleep really plays a very important role in our general health. When I buy a new mattress or a new bed, I always consider the following 3 things. Will it offer me some good support? Is it comfortable? Does it have high density, and is it durable? With all of this being said, it is also important to consider allergies.
And look no further, Zoe. Now, the Rest Assured Ruby exclusive mattress is 100% odor-free and contains 0 chemicals that could cause regular human allergies, such as sneezing or clogged up sinuses.
And I'm about to make someone's day because we're announcing the first winner of the Rest Assured Ruby Queen Size Base Set Bed. Can we get a drum roll, please?
A bed roll. And our winner is Renee Tejado. You are the first winner of this incredible bid. The studio is going crazy for you. I think they're all just jealous because they're not going to sleep as well as you. And she answered to yesterday's competition questions saying the following.
I would love to be able to gift my mom, who is currently sleeping on a sleeper couch, with this gift. She is so deserving, and I do not have the means to get her one. This would be a blessing beyond. I guess any mom is deserving. My mom just really needs this. Hashtag Rest Assured.
That is like the best. That's the best competition ever. The fact that it's going to someone in so much need. I think Zoe and I are just sitting here with huge smiles on our faces. So remember, you still stand a chance to win a Rest Assured Ruby Queen base set with a no-turn mattress and an Evolution pocket spring system, all valued at 8,000 Rand. So to enter, all you got to do is reply to the competition post on Expresso's Facebook, Twitter or Instagram accounts and tell us what 3 things you look for when choosing a bed. And don't forget, you got to include that hashtag Rest Assured in your answer. To see more on the Rest Assured products, follow them on Instagram. That's at restassured.beds. And one more thing to do, of course, enjoy.
Here we go.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Feel Good Breakfast Show. Expresso here in S3, and we are about to open up our vocal cords. And I want you to stand by because we have 2 very special guests. You saw them on the show last week. They were absolutely incredible. It is Yango Sobetwa and Paxton Phyllis, as well as Jamie Lee Domberg. The vocalists, incredible. I'll be here as a witness to their vocal abilities. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to jump in with some songs. In terms of our vocal ability, Yanga, from Jamie Lee's side, what do you think? Do you think she can sing?
Say ha, ha.
The pitch is there.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's shaky, man.
It's a bit shaky.
Yeah, but you got the pitch.
Okay, pitch is right there.
From you.
Pitch, and what do you think about, do you think I could sing, maybe, possibly?
I think so.
So back to what we were talking about on our There you go.
That's the one.
Isn't that the one?
Yes.
Yo, I literally felt my diaphragm quiver. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so we picked a song. And also, congratulations on Catch Me. That was released last week. My word, it was absolutely amazing. So, it's time to catch up with them. Jamie Lee and I will try. We chose a song called The Greatest Love of All. It is a classic. This is, you know, George Benson did it, Whitney Houston did it. We're probably going to take on the Whitney edition because it's a lot more high notes for you. So on that high note, let's begin the Expresso Karaoke Challenge. Here we go. You ready?
Oh, guys, I'm nervous.
I'm also nervous. I'm nervous for her.
I'm lip syncing for this one.
Right, ready?
All right.
Stand by.
I feel like we should sway to the side.
Yeah, we should definitely sway.
Let's wait. We'll help with the drums. Who's putting us in? There we go.
Go.
I believe that children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way.
Yes, Mama.
Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody's searching for a hero, and people need someone to look up to. I never found anyone to fulfill my needs. Oh yeah, a lonely place to be, and so I learned to depend on you. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadows. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. And I know this part. The greatest love of all.
Yeah, I'm not
Here we go, here we go.
It's easy to achieve. Oh yeah.
Learning
I'll
to
still love myself.
is the
You better love yourself.
I believe the children are our future.
Teach them well and let them
Oh yes, Mama. Yeah.
show them all the beauty.
Give them a sense of pride to make it easier.
Oh yes.
Let the children's laughter remind us how
Okay, go. Take it away.
we used to be. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadows. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I'll live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me.
Younger.
The greatest love of all.
That's easy to achieve, Younger. And that is how you sing along with Younger Sabetwa and Paxton Felix and Jamie Lee Domberg. If you are interested, we are selling CDs outside for R5 each. Thank you. So 10 Rand. So we're going to go up to 10. Sorry, because of global warming and inflation.
There's COVID.
10 Rand.
Money.
Sorry, okay, 50
10 Rand. No!
Right. In fact, whatever you can give us, we will take it for the CDs. Thank you very much. And also a massive shout out to these two lovely ladies. Please catch the new single, Catch Me. It's Younger Sabetwa and Paxton Felix. You guys are amazing. Well done. Thank you. The greatest love of all is right here on Expresso.
Allah.
I love it. So much fun. Yes.
Good stuff. What an inspirational show from start to finish. Thank you so much to all of our amazing guests this morning. You filled our cup up.
Tomorrow again.
Yeah,
6
we'll
till
be back.
9.
We love you, South Africa.
Bye-bye.
Adios.
Here's to family favorites and recipes passed from mothers to daughters. Made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.